Yes, I walk through the valley of these blocks. I keep my Glock cocked. I do not trust these cops. Raised by G's and thugs. My only fear is him above. I am what I am. I don't give a damn. I was born with no spoon, got it out the mud. So when I write these tunes, it's written with my blood. In prison at 19, was out at 24. So much I done seen, but gave my word I wouldn't say more. Pray as I ride through the valley of these streets, that heat under my seat. I do not trust police. Serve respect before you serve my steak. I'd rather have respect than a high stake on my plate. I do what I choose, ride solo when I move. I can be a good damn man, but won't be nobody's fool. Just let me lay my head in the valley of your chest, just looking for a little rest. Come eliminate my stress. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm an outlaw. Raised by G's and thugs. My only fear is him above. I am what I am. I don't give a damn. I'm an outlaw. When this world clamps you down and you don't know what to do, the villain becomes your hero, not afraid to do what I gotta do. Whatever I gotta do. I'm an outlaw, raised by G's and thugs. I'm an outlaw. My only fear is him above. I'm an outlaw. I am where they am. I'm an outlaw. I don't give a damn. Bible in my right hand, gun in my left. Screaming with my might. I'm an outlaw, tatted on my arm. So you've been warned. I can't stay, my barrel stays high. You ain't taking nothing I got. I hope you understand. And I'm a good damn hard man. Faith in the Lord, even though this world made me hard. I'm an outlaw. Urban flow, walking through the valley, shadows try to creep. I ain't scared, my shepherd don't sleep. Green pastures calling, still waters flow. He restores my soul, yeah, now I glow. Enemies around, but my table's set. Overflowing blessings I ain't seen yet. Oil on my head, my cup runs deep. Never alone, not a lost sheep. Surely goodness, mercy and grace follow me through time and space. No fear in my steps, just kingdom grind. Yeah, His presence gives me peace of mind. Yeah, His presence gives me peace of mind. Yeah. He leads me right when the world goes wrong. In the path of righteousness I stay strong. No fear in my heart, His love's my shield. Even in the fight my wounds get healed. Anointed for the mission, can't turn away. Forever in His house, yeah, I'm here to stay. The King of Kings, His name I praise from dawn to dusk, all my days. Even when the wolves try to circle round, I'm grounded in His word, never backing down. Living waters flow, can't run dry. With Him by my side, I fly high. Surely goodness, mercy, and grace follow me through time and space. No fear in my steps, just kingdom grind. God's presence gives me peace of mind. Surely goodness, mercy, and grace follow me through time and space. No fear in my steps, just kingdom grind. God's presence gives me peace of mind. God's presence gives me peace of mind. The Lord is my shepherd, I got no lack. He guides my steps, I never look back. His rod and staff, yeah, they keep me tight. I seek His face with all my might. Seek His face with all my might.
Hayahawa, Hafapalau, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Ya Baraka, Ya Baraka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Waya Shamaka, Waya Shamaka, Yahweh, 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 Panyawa Al Yaka, Panyawa Al Yaka, Waya Khanka, Waya Khanka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yasha Yahweh, Yasha Yahweh, Panyawa Al Yaka, Panyawa Al Yaka, Wayasham, Wayasham, Laka Shalom, Laka Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yasha Allah, Yasha Allah.
Shalom, and welcome to the channel. We're excited that you're here. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the amazing history lesson. Whether you're new or you're already part of the family, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Let's enjoy this journey together.
All right, brothers and sisters, shalom, shalom, shalom. What's going on? Brothers and sisters, what is going on? I want to give all praise, honor, glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, the supreme intellect of the universe. And of course, as always, I do so in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. It's your brother, Priest Daniela, represent Lines of Israel, Maccabees TV. And as always, I'm joined by the Elder Zahab. We want to say peace and blessings to everybody watching. We do appreciate you, brothers and sisters, coming consistently week in and week out to our classes very early in the morning on a Saturday when you could be sleeping or you could be sitting outside getting some sun. It's the summertime, right? So you guys could be doing a lot of different things, but you guys come early in the morning and you fellowship with us. We appreciate it. And I pray that you, brothers and sisters, continue to be edified week in and week out. I want to shout out everybody on our YouTube platforms, Maccabees TV, as well as the Lines of Israel congregation and Lines of Israel class. Whatever channel you guys are on, just take a moment to look to see that if you're subscribed or not. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so you guys can be notified every time we go live. We have classes 5 days a week. 5 days a week is classes, and soon to come, there's going to be classes in the morning as well. So if you enjoy the edification, then the edification is going to get more and more. So I want you, brothers and sisters, to make sure you're subscribed to all of our channels. Hit the notification bell so that way you guys can be notified every time we're live. Shout out to my folks on Clubhouse. I see you guys in the room. The link is at the top of the room. I always give you guys a scale of 1 to 10, whether you get more out of the class if you just listened on Clubhouse or if you get more out of the class if you actually come over to YouTube and watch the presentation. So on a scale of 1 to 10, today's class is 100,000. 100,000. Yes, that much. You get much more out of the class being over on YouTube because I'm going to play a hell of a lot of videos today. So if possible, you guys on Clubhouse, click the link at the top of the room. Come over to YouTube so you guys can see what it is I'm going to show you. If you're incapacitated, you're not able to, for whatever reason, then continue to listen. I pray you be edified as well. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Elder Zahab if he wants to give any opening remarks. The floor is yours.
Yeah, shalom, shalom. I echo the sentiments. First and foremost, I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'Hashem HaMashiach Yahushai, right? Give honor and glory to the Most High God in the name of his only begotten Son, HaMashiach Yahushai. Thank the Lord that you made it to see another Shabbat. Don't take that for granted, brothers and sisters. Some brothers and sisters did not make it. We are here, so count your blessings, right? Now, I do want to say, Priest, you have a very hyperbolic way of telling the people to come on over, right? Watch us on YouTube, because I agree with you. The videos, it does something. It gives you more of a visual, right? And you could kind of link the visual with the scriptures, and it's just like one goes with the other, and people get a better understanding. So I agree with you. If you're on Clubhouse or anything, you should come on over to YouTube. And if you're not a member, join us. If you have not subscribed, you should do that, because, yeah, this is for your edification. So with that being said, Priest, go ahead, man. My brother, you there?
I'm sitting over here talking.
The chariots beamed the man up. You there, Priest?
I'm sitting over here talking while I'm on mute. That's crazy.
Repent, brother, repent.
I gotta blame somebody. I'm gonna blame the Kamiyah for that. We're gonna have to get on them after class. I gotta blame somebody. Anyway, so yeah, today's class is a lot. It's a lot to go through. So I have over 80 slides, and this is only part one. I have over 80 slides. I don't know how long today's class is gonna take. So if you have something to do throughout the day while I'm teaching, then go ahead and do that. But I'm going to get through all 80 slides, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Today's class is going to take you through a gamut and range of emotions and anger and being upset and all types of stuff, and that's what it's supposed to do. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. Today's class is designed to make us think and to remind us that we cannot be distracted. We're being given a lot of stuff that distracts us, that takes our eyes off the ball. Like if you're playing baseball, you can't take your eye off the ball. You're playing football, the quarterback throws you the pass and you're a wide receiver. You can't take your eyes off the ball, or else you're going to drop the pass, right? That's how it is with today's lesson. It's to remind us that there's so many things going on beneath the surface that we cannot take our eyes off the ball. It doesn't matter what else is going on, what conversations that the people in the world are having. It's okay to be aware of that too. I'm aware of pretty much everything that goes on in the world. I follow popular social media as well. I follow popular influencers as well. I like to see what people are talking about as well, just like everybody else. But we must pay attention to what's going on, because some of these distractions are manufactured for you to take your eye off of what's really, really going on. And that's what today's class is going to demonstrate. So I'm going to go through all 80 something slides. So if the class goes 3 hours, it's 3 hours. If it goes 4 hours, it's 4 hours. It is what it is. If you can't stay that long, then go do what you have to do. It is what it is. With that being said, I will check on, I'm going to take y'all temperature from time to time to make sure that you guys are with me. So we're going to start off by, I need to see 10 coffee cup emojis in the chat before I get today's class started. I want to make sure y'all are awake. I want to make sure that somebody's awake. I know it's Saturday morning and some of y'all still got the cold in your eye. You didn't even go into the bathroom and wipe your face off yet. You're tired. You had a long week. So I want to see like 10 coffee cup emojis in the chat just to make sure that somebody's awake with me. That's all. I see one so far, 2, 3. There you go. Okay, come on now. I need for y'all to wake up. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. Wake up.
Hey, let me ask this while you checking the chat, right? What's the first thing brothers and sisters do when their eyes open? I'm just wondering.
They roll over and grab their cell phone and go on social.
Because you know what? I train myself, right? When I wake up, I stand up and I face the east, say my quick little prayer or whatnot. And I'm teaching my children to do that. Because when they wake up, they want to grab for some type of electronics. So I'm like, no. I'm trying to cut them out of that. So I'm wondering, are we doing that as adults? The first thing you do? I don't mean to, kind of sidetrack. I just wonder.
We're not rushing. You guys speak your piece, bro.
Well, what do you do, priest? Because I know you're early riser.
Daniela gets up at 2:30 in the morning to leave out of my house at 3. I don't grab for social media. I'm not better than anybody. If I was getting up at 6, 7, 8, maybe I would. But because I'm getting up at 2:30 in the morning, I'm still half asleep. So I'm definitely not looking at social media. The first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I wash my face off, whatever, take a shower, pray to the Most High, get to work safe, and keep it pushing. I don't have time to look at social media. Now, I will say, I ain't gonna lie. Once I get in my car and I start driving, I'll go on, check Facebook, I'll check YouTube, whatever like that, but not first thing in the morning. And that's just because of my hours. Anyway.
No. I'm not saying, good or bad, yay or nay. I'm just asking, what is the first? Like me, I pray first, then I move on. I'm just wondering, what do people do?
Listen, Rob, you already know. Most of the people, ain't nobody gonna say in the chat. I know I see some people saying pray first, but I would venture, if I were betting man, if I were casting lots, the majority of people that's in the chat are saying they pray first, grab their coffees. Let's get it right. Anyway, we have to do that. I done seen the coffee cups. So you guys are awake. So therefore, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take myself and Elazab out of the screen, so you guys can't see it no more, because I want you guys to focus on the lesson. Hey Zab, it's funny. You can look at the chat. Everybody's saying they pray first. I'm not one to call nobody a liar. I'm not no one to call nobody a liar.
Right now, let me say this. Now, hold on. No. Look, I'm not trying to say that, people who do that are more perfect. I'm just saying, like, my phone is next to me, right? So if sometimes the spirit wake you up like 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, whatever, you can't sleep. I scroll through like X, I go through news. Sometimes I'm on social media in the middle of the night. But what I am saying is when I wake up, when there's light, like whether it be 5, 6 in the morning for me to start my day, that's the first thing I do. I'm not saying I don't touch my phone either. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. But I'm just saying to get up to start your day, what's the first thing you do? That's the question.
So, brothers and sisters, this is what we're going to take from what Elder Zahab is saying. We're going to take positive feedback from that and make changes. The first thing that we all
look at the ceiling for an hour.
we all, yeah, me too. Shoot. I'm not a morning person, but yet I got to get up at 2:30 in the morning, which is crazy. Anyway, what we're all going to do better from what the elder is saying is that When we all get up in the morning and your eyes open, the first thing you do is you say a short prayer to the Most High, man. That's something that we all can improve on. I can honestly say, even when he asked me, honestly, that's not the first thing I said. I said I get up, wash my face off, whatever, because it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm half asleep. I'm groggy. I'm upset. Then I got to go to work, right? So it's not prayer is not the first thing I do. I'm being honest, but it's something that we're supposed to do. It's something we're supposed to do. So we all could be better. So that was actually a good question. All right. So today's class is called Second Esdras and End Time Prophecies, part number 1. We're going to go down the rabbit hole today, brothers and sisters. We're going down a couple of rabbit holes. There's going to be information in here that maybe you're aware of, and maybe you're aware of none of it. That's okay. We're going to learn together. We're going to start off in the book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5, verse number 15. It says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small." And what that implies is that it's always good to research things. It's always good to look into things. The Bible speaks about a prudent man looketh into his goings. It tells you that in the book of Proverbs. The simple believeth every word, but a prudent man, a wise man, looketh into his goings, looks into things. So I like to look into things. I live in this world like we all live in this world. I hear things. Some things may be true. Some things may not be true. When I hear things, the first thing that I do when I hear something is I always look into it. Let me research that. Even if something I hear is against my established belief. I believe these sort of things, right? I have a certain tenet of beliefs that I believe. When somebody presents information that opposes my beliefs, I don't shrink from it. I don't run from it. I look into it. I was doing that this week. I saw people posting stuff in a Facebook group this week that was crazy. And I said to myself, this is research I've done years ago. And I'm looking at the comments and I'm saying, these are all people that don't study. These are all people that are not prudent people, because they were looking at a meme that somebody created in AI, and they were all praising the person for the meme, but the meme was misinformation. It was misinformation. I only know that because I look into everything. Somebody done hit me with that angle about the Bible before. It's a whole angle about the Bible. That's not today's class, so I ain't gonna go into what it was. But it's a whole angle about the Bible, and the Bible being whatever they said it was, false, whatever. It was a whole angle, and it's a weak angle at that. And people were in the chat praising this person. And I'm just reading the comments and laughing. I'm saying, this is what the Bible means when it says a prudent person looks well into their goings. This whole idea that you guys watch my classes and you guys see me doing PowerPoints, it's not what you guys think it is. This goes back to 2019. Prior to 2019, I didn't teach with PowerPoints. But in 2019, the Most High showed me that everyone is not going to read all the books that I've read. Everyone is not going to always do the deep research that I do. And it's not to make me better or less than anybody. It's just something the Most High gave me. So the Most High showed me as a teacher, rather than beat people over the head and tell them to read all the books I read, to do all the research I did, why don't you just do PowerPoints and people can see what it is that you're seeing? They can see the same thing you're seeing without having to read all the books you read to find it. You see what I'm saying? And that's what and why I do my classes the way that I do. And that's why I have that phrase that says demonstration beats conversation. The Bible says don't be ignorant in anything, whether it be a great matter or small. Look into things. And that's why I teach how I teach. My teachings are an aid that you guys can go back and look at classes later and use it to look further into things, because now you have a foundation. That's the idea. So today we're going to look into end time prophecies. The angel showed Esdras certain things, and those things are deep. So we're going to go deep and look into those things. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 42, verses 8 through 10. This is a 101 Israelite scripture. We've all seen it before, and we know what this means. Isaiah 42, verse 8, it says, I am the Lord. That is my name. Now, you guys see that word Lord in all caps. For those of y'all that are not familiar, when you see the word Lord in all caps, that's talking about Yahweh, Most High. That's one of the tricks that the translators use. When you see the word Lord in all caps, that's Yahweh. It says, I am the Lord, and that is my name. So Yahweh is the Most High's name. And my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Verse number 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass. What does that mean? That means everything prior to Isaiah that was foretold, all the things that the prophets before Isaiah spoke about that were foretold, they came to pass with perfect execution. It reads, and new things do I declare. So the Most High declared new things, meaning Isaiah, I'm going to show you things that's going to happen during your time and after your time. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them, meaning before these things happen, there are certain people, there's a certain elect that the Most High opens your eyes, the scales fall from your eyes. If you want to talk matrix talk, you take the red pill. I know the red pill phrase has been bastardized to this new thing now that is supposed to be a thing that hates women. That's not what the red pill is. The red pill is from the matrix, where you take the red pill and you see things exactly as they are, as opposed to taking the blue pill where you just stay in la la land. You don't see anything. You don't know anything. You're oblivious. We've all taken the red pill. So we see things exactly as they are. Why? Because the Most High opened our eyes, removed the scales, and we could see the progression of things that are happening on the earth, what's going to happen, and we know why they're going to happen. Because the Most High told us about them through his prophets before they happen. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. This is Isaiah 46. So we were in Isaiah 42. We come 4 chapters later, and the Lord says pretty much the same thing to Isaiah. It says, remember the former things of old, for I am God, and there is none else. I am God, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning. When you go and you read in the book of Jude, it speaks about Enoch prophesying all the way from the beginning. Enoch, direct descendant of Adam, prophesying about the end all the way back then. The Most High has been declaring what the end is going to be from the beginning. And from ancient times, the things that are not yet done. You guys can read in the book of Numbers where it speaks about Yahweh Shai. In the book of Numbers. Those things have been declared from the beginning, all the way back from the Torah, saying, my counsel shall stand, meaning what the Most High through his prophets prophesied is what's going to happen. It doesn't matter what man does. And we're going to, in today's class, see what man is trying to do. Man is trying to subvert the Most High's prophecy through his inventions, through his secret plots, secret counsels. They're trying to subvert what the Most High has in place, but they cannot, because the Most High said his counsel is going to stand, and that has already been prophesied from the beginning. That is our faith. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, that the Most High's plan is going to stand. It may not seem like that, and it's going to get to a point where it may seem like the Most High's counsel is not going to stand. That is where our faith is going to be tested. That is the time of Jacob's trouble. That is, as the Bible calls it, the hour of temptation that all of us are going to have to go through. And this is when these scriptures are going to have to be in you for you to understand, hey, the Most High's counsel is going to stand regardless. Right? That goes for men and women. Esther understood that the Most High chose her to do a certain job, and she had to go before the king. And what did Esther say? She didn't love her life. She said, if I perish, I perish. But I'm going to go and see the king. It doesn't matter. He didn't call for me. Normally the king would call for me and say that, I want this wife, I want that wife, whatever like that, right? She said, I'm going to see him anyway. I want to petition the king about this thing. I'm going. If I die, I die. And that's a woman. So how about us men? That's an example for you sisters. You have to have that same mentality too. That same steeled mind too that Esther had. It says, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all of my pleasure. Let's move on. So now we're going to go a couple of chapters later. The Most High is repeating himself over and over through the prophet Isaiah. Isaiah 48, verse 1. It says, hear ye this, O house of Jacob, which are called by the name of Israel, and are come forth out of the waters of Judah, which swear by the name of the Lord, and make mention of the God of Israel, but not in truth nor in righteousness. Verse 2. For they call themselves of the holy city, and stay themselves upon the God of Israel. The Lord of hosts is his name. Verse 3. I have declared the former things from the beginning. There it is again. That's 3 times. And they went forth out of my mouth, and I showed them. How did the Most High show them? Through his prophets. The Most High didn't come off his throne and show anybody anything. The Most High didn't come down and open his mouth and tell anybody anything. It went forth through the prophets, which is why a lot of Israelites rejected it, because they're looking and saying, hey, man, we went to school with you. We know you. Who the hell do you think you are telling us about God this and God that? Right? The Bible says a prophet is not accepted in his own city. I'm kind of butchering that, but you guys understand what I'm saying. The people that you grow up with that know you look at you, or just your people in general look at you and look at this dude right here. Hey, you can't tell us nothing. But that's exactly how it goes. The Most High declares things from the beginning. And they went forth out of the Most High's mouth, which is an idiom for the Most High's mouth is the prophets. And I showed them through who? The prophets. And I did them suddenly, and they came to pass. Now, when it says suddenly, we're going to have a conversation about that later. When things seem to happen sudden, it doesn't happen sudden to those who the Most High reveals his word to, because you already expect it, and you see all the signs leading up to the prophecy coming to pass. Prophecy happens suddenly to people who reject God's word. They don't expect nothing to happen. They don't believe nothing is going to happen. And then it happens, and it's suddenly to them, but not to us. Because the Most High declared the beginning, the end from the beginning already. He already told us what was going to happen. But why was it suddenly to the people that don't believe? Verse number 4, because I knew that thou art obstinate. Now, I know obstinate is not a word that we use as Black people, so I provided something so that we can understand what obstinate is. It means stubborn. Right? Pertaneously adhering to an opinion or purpose. Fixed firmly in resolution, not yielding to reason. That's our people. Our people are obstinate. They don't yield to reason. You're making a reasonable plea to our people to repent, and they don't listen to it. They're obstinate. They're stubborn. And thy neck is as an iron sinew, and thy brows as brass. Verse 5. I have even from the beginning declared it to thee. So the Most High declared it through Moses and told our people that they would be obstinate and hard-headed and all that. And now we come to the book of Isaiah, and that's exactly as they are, exactly as Moses said they would be. Before it came to pass, I showed it to thee. The Most High showed the prophets that Israel would be obstinate, and as a result, certain judgments would come down upon them. Those that the Most High would choose would see it coming, like the prophets and others. But the majority of people wouldn't see it coming. Now, I showed you guys that. Let's come to the book of Isaiah chapter 3, verses 6 through 7. It says, excuse me, I said Isaiah, Amos chapter 3, verses 6 through 7. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city? So you guys can see the picture of camp. That's an old picture from camp that we are in the Bronx on 149th and 3rd Avenue in the Bronx in New York. And the trumpet is being blown in the city. But we don't have physical trumpets like the instruments. So what is the trumpet? Isaiah 58 verse 1. It says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice as a trumpet. So that's what we're doing. We're lifting up our voice as a trumpet. So coming back to Amos chapter 3, shall a trumpet or our voice be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid. We go out there and we teach, and the people look at us like they could care less that we're out there. They don't give a damn. They're going about their life. They're shopping. They could give a damn about what it is that we're saying. Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but that word evil, this is a word the translators chose. It doesn't mean evil as in wickedness. I had Sonetta ask me that stupid stuff. It doesn't mean evil as in wickedness. When you go into the Hebrew, that evil is talking about calamity. It's talking about judgment. So after the trumpet is blown, the trumpet is the warning, right? The watchman stands on the walls and he blows the trumpet because he sees trouble down the road. That's the prophets. We stand on the wall and we blow our trumpet. Our trumpet is our voice, and we warn the people. But most of the people are not afraid. They don't care. So what winds up happening? Calamity comes down because of it. That's the idea. It's not evil as in wickedness, as in sin. I just want to make y'all understand that. So shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? The Most High allows the calamity to happen. Because a trumpet was blown, nobody takes heed. That's what it means when it says, shall the people not be afraid? And the people not be afraid, meaning nobody takes heed. Imagine a guy standing on a wall in ancient times, and you got one of these other nations, I don't know, the Jebusites, the Perizzites, the whomever, getting ready to attack Israel, and the trumpet is blowing on the wall, letting everybody know, hey, trouble is coming, and everybody's walking around and going on like nothing is happening. Like, ignore him, man. We're busy. We're shopping. That's our people. They're not taking heed to the warning of the trumpet. That's the prophet's teaching. Verse number 7. It says, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he reveals his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. That's why when these things happen, it seems sudden to most people, but not to us, because the Most High declares the end from the beginning. The Most High said, before these things spring forth, I tell thee of them. That's the elect, the Most High's people. We're not bugging out like the people are going to bug out when these things happen. Let's move on. Okay, it's time for some vocabulary. So I want to make it clear. Let's go back. Let's just do a little bit of a review real quick before we go to the next one. The Most High said in Isaiah 42:8, before these things happen, the Most High tells you about them. Right? Pretty clear? In Isaiah 46, the Most High said he declares the end from the beginning. Right? In Isaiah chapter 48, the Most High again says, I declare the end from the beginning, twice, in verse 3 and verse 5. In Amos chapter 3, the Most High said he reveals these secrets. It's the same thing. He reveals things to us before they happen. So we're clear. That's how God works, right? That's how Yahweh works, right? Now we're going to learn a new phrase. Or maybe you already knew this phrase. Or maybe you knew about this, but you didn't have the proper verbiage to describe what this is. On the left-hand side, brothers and sisters, where Satan is, they tell you what's going to happen before it happens too. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that? They have a motto or creed amongst themselves, just like God has. On the left-hand side, Satan has the same thing. They tell you what they're going to do before they do it. And the phrase is called the revelation of the method. Have you guys ever heard that before? Now, I didn't want to go down to, saying make it the PowerPoint longer than it already is. So I just did the AI overview. I could have went a lot deeper, but I just did the AI overview so you guys can know what that is. Revelation of the method. You guys might want to write that down so you guys know what the phrase is called. The same thing the Most High does before he does something. On the left-hand side, Satan does that too. Revelation of the method is a concept from conspiracy culture. It claims that powerful groups or secret elites show their hidden plans in movies, TV shows, and news before they happen, just like God. Just like God. These devils, and I think everybody listening to me knows that they do this. They put it in movies and TV shows like Black Mirror Independence Day, freaking what's that movie with Tom Cruise? I forgot what the name of the movie is. Yeah, it's 100 movies that I could give y'all. Minority Report. You name it. It's in all these movies. They reveal their method. How are we going to take over the world? What are we going to do? What are we going to try to do to thwart prophecy? They reveal in their movies, through entertainment, through Hollywood. We're going to reveal to you exactly what we're going to do. And then we're going to do it. God reveals what he's going to do through his prophets. God reveals what he's going to do through his prophets, and he does it. It's the same thing. It's just on the left-hand side. The core idea: hidden plans, secret groups put signs of their real plots in public view. They show it to you in public. You know why? Because most people are so asleep. Most people have taken the blue pill. They don't want to know. So they put it out there, and they know that the majority of people aren't even going to see the signs. And then the ones that do see the signs, the majority of people are going to tell you that you're crazy, even though it's right there. Just like the majority of people tell you crazy for believing in the Bible. It's the same thing, right? It says no guilt. Some claim the trick clears the doers from bad so-called karma, or reap what you sow, because people did not stop it. In other words, the information was out there. You had the ability to stop it. The people could come together and try to stop these elites from doing what they're doing, but they don't. So therefore, when it happens, you can't be mad because we told you we was going to do this. And it's the same thing on the righteous side. The people that the Most High destroys can't be mad because the information was out there. The Lord's prophets were out there blowing the trumpet, and you chose not to listen. Well, on the left-hand side, they're putting it in their movies. They're telling you in popular culture. They're putting it in TV. It's everywhere. And people choose not to listen. It's the same thing. Does everybody see that? It's the same thing. Open mockery in plain sight. It acts as a way to laugh at the public in plain sight. They're laughing at you. Does the Bible not tell us in Proverbs chapter 1, the Most High said he will laugh at our calamity? Do you guys see the parallels between the left-hand side and the right-hand side? Either way you go, everything is always told to our people. Everything is revealed to them. So it goes back to Elder Zahab's class last week. It's a choice. You got a choice to make. And the majority of our people make the wrong choice. So now you guys have a new word, one new phrase. It's called revelation of the method. It's the same thing as the Most High saying before things spring forth, he tells you about them. It's the same thing as the Most High telling you, declaring the end from the beginning. On the left-hand side, it's called revelation of the method. They tell you exactly what they're going to do before they do it. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 10, and pick it up from verse number 1. It says, why standest thou afar off, O Lord? And why hidest thyself in the time of trouble? Because our people sin. Hosea 5:15, the Most High said he will go and return to his place till what? Till we acknowledge our offense, which our people as a whole have not done. The elect are doing it right now. We're repenting, but as a whole, we haven't done that. So the Most High has proverbially hid himself. Verse 2, it says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. That's Esau. And they reveal how they're going to persecute you in popular media, way before it ever happens. The psalmist prayed, let them be taken in the devices that they imagine, because these devices are grievous. So he prayed that the things that they're creating, I want them to be taken in it. Just like the drug game. The whole drug thing was really meant to destroy our people, but you wind up having a lot of Edomites that get caught up in the drug crisis as well, especially lately with this whole fentanyl thing. A lot of them get caught up too. Verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desires. Heart is his mind. How does he boast about his heart's desire, his mind's desire? Popular culture, movies, TV. Let's take a look at this video real quick. Y'all pay attention. Let me turn the volume all the way up. Let's go.
Many of you ask, if this is a secret, why do they put it in movies? This is what many people call the revelation of the method. The theory is the system has to tell you what they're doing to absolve themselves of the spiritual debt. By putting it in a horror movie, they turn a horrific reality into a jump scare. They want you to see the black van, the mask, and the soundproof basement and think, oh, that's just like that movie I saw. They are desensitizing you. They are turning your intuition into entertainment so that when you see the real world evidence, when you hear about the disgraced financier or the private island, your brain dismisses it as a loony theory or a fairy tale.
So all in the movies, man. All these movies is the revelation of the method. They're telling you what they're doing.
Many.
Go ahead, Zab, you wanna say?
Yeah, I don't know if you mentioned it, but you know the government has there's an echo, priest. I don't know if you're hearing that too.
It's gonna be that way, unfortunately, because I'm sharing a different way.
Okay, kind of the one. All right, I'll be quick then. Brothers and sisters, you do realize the alphabet that starts with a C and ends with an I, starts with a C, ends with an A, in the middle is an I, right? They own or they coordinate with so-called Hollywood. Yeah, you could look that up. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff that you're seeing is not by coincidence. You got certain agencies, right, that deals with propaganda and certain things of that nature. They are in bed with Hollywood. Just understand that. So nothing is a coincidence. Salakia.
Con, all praise. I went on mute so the echo would go away. All right, so let's continue. Let's continue. All right, Zab is right. And by the way, the CIA helps people. I don't know if I went over this already. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But the CIA helps write movies in Hollywood and all that. They do that. They have a budget. Just so you guys know.
Hell yeah, my brother Roy, you right. They financed it. There was a movie with what's that white boy named Matt Damon? No. What's that other white boy? He was married to J-Lo.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Right. That movie about Iran, it came out about 5 to 10 years ago. They made a movie about you know what I'm talking about, right, priest?
Yeah.
Dude, the alphabet, they financed the whole freaking movie.
Yes.
There was a whole thing about it. So if they was doing that from before, just understand every movie that comes out, it is what it is. Go ahead, priest.
And just like the CIA finances movies, you guys can do your own research on this. The FBI, when the movie The Spook Who Sat by the Door came out, the FBI got that shut down because it was talking about a black agent that went amongst the FBI and learned their ways, their interrogation methods, their everything, and it went back to Chicago and taught it to the gangs in Chicago, and the gangs in Chicago became like black revolutionaries. If you go back and look at the history, they took that film out of theaters when it came out. The FBI did that because they don't want you to know that. So yeah, they have the power to write scripts and they have the power to take scripts out of the movies. That's what they do.
Argo, that's the name of the movie. ARGO, Argo. And it's about overthrowing Iran. And it's so funny what's going on right now.
Con. So, all right. So now we're still dealing with this whole idea of the revelation of the method, right? So let's continue. Hopefully my screen is sharing full. If it's not, let me know, Zah. Let's watch this next video.
It's called revelation of method. The idea is that those who engage in evil must tell you that they are engaging in evil. The theory is that those who do conspiracies must tell you they're doing conspiracies. And there are three reasons why, okay? So let's go over them. The first reason is the idea of learned helplessness. And so the idea is, okay, let's just say that everyone knows that they did this, right? We get angry. We write emails. We make YouTube videos. Then what? nothing, right? So the idea of learned helplessness is like the more angry you get, the more helpless you feel, and therefore the more obedient you become. Okay, that's the first reason. Second reason is the idea of karmic responsibility. And the idea is that the people in power are extremely superstitious. They believe that when they die, God will judge them. Okay? So
and that's not entirely false. That's Galatians 6 and 7. What you reap is what you sow. That's karmic responsibility. Same thing. These devils understand that they're going to pay. They understand they're going to pay. That's what he's saying. Let's continue.
We're all dead, and God says to the government, hey, why did you do all this evil stuff? And the government says, no, I didn't act alone. Everyone participated. Why? Because I told them what I was doing. They didn't stop me. They didn't raise any concerns. They didn't protest. Therefore, they are complicit. Okay? So another way of saying this is, if you just look at 9/11, if you just look at the moon landing, if you just look at JFK, the evidence is so overwhelming that if you still believe the government, it's not because you are ignorant or stupid, it's because you are complicit. It's because you are involved. Therefore, you share the guilt. Therefore, the karma is spread to everyone. Okay, that's the logic. Right? The third reason is attention capture. These events are set up in a way so that they will be remembered forever. Okay, so everyone remembers where they were, what they were doing, who they were with on 9/11. When JFK was assassinated, during the moon landing. Okay? You could have been on the moon, okay? But you still remember what you were doing on 9/11 because it's etched into your consciousness. And that's the point. The point is to control people by controlling how people perceive reality. Because then you have the power of God. Okay, so these are the three major reasons why they will do this evil, but they will tell you they did this evil, and they want you to discuss and continue to discuss why they do this evil, okay?
So we're seeing the same thing on the left-hand side that we're seeing on the right-hand side. But this is just being done in wickedness. It's the same thing. Let's listen to the video.
You have like the Simpsons, they literally show a paper that has $9 and then the two towers. It's like Bart's holding it up.
And might as well just throw in Neo's passport in the Matrix, which I believe was 1999 the Matrix came out.
Yeah, 99.
His passport expires on 9/11/2001. It's just a coincidence. They don't put these things in movies to let you know what's going to happen.
Well, crazy one is like the Patriot. You ever seen the movie Patriot with Mel Gibson? Why would that be the perfect weight?
Yeah.
9 pounds, 11 ounces, that seems like an odd number to me. Unless there's something to all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different takes on the whole predictive programming, the revelation of the method, Duper's delight, truth in plain sight, like they have to tell you what you're doing. There's a lot of different ways to look at it, but it's almost irrelevant in terms of just being aware and having eyes open to accept that it's done. It's not by chance that they can have these movies, TV shows, cartoons, video games now are a part of the cabal and the way they hide these things. In hindsight, it's like, oh wow, they were telling us what they were going to do.
And that's the idea. So hopefully everybody understands. You guys have now added a new phrase to your vocabulary called revelation of the method, right? This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, meaning you love money so much that you will have some knowledge, like our good brother Method Man. You'll have some knowledge that when you first come out and you're not the big star yet, you speak truth. But then you get invited to those parties. You get invited into those rooms. You start making those bigger checks. So you start coveting more and more of that money, and you start compromising more and more. Which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, meaning you came in one way, you understood certain things, but after you got that money, you got a little taste of that money, you started coveting that money more than standing on 10 toes and being genuine and teaching people the truth the way he is in this video. Because he was talking about these things 30 years ago and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Let's listen to our good brother Method Man when he was Not afraid to speak truth. I guarantee you, Method Man of 2026, you know what I'm saying? What is his name on the TV show Power? Somebody put it in the chat. What's his name? Davis something. Davis something. He's on 50 Cent's TV show Power. He won't talk like this now at all. At all.
We in the last times and days right now. The Illuminati's in effect. See, the Illuminati ain't nothing but like it's going to be a second Great Depression out here in America. Except this time, corporate America's prepared themselves for it. Meaning they're when it hits, their money is going to be safe. As far as the rest of us that don't own our own businesses and things of that nature, so we're going to be killing each other in the streets, man. Mad Max and Beyond Terror Dome and all that is going to be on, man.
Y'all caught that? That's Revelation of Method. He's letting you know, y'all paying attention, y'all awake? He's letting you know that they have encoded it in all the movies. That's Revelation of the Method. He knew that. They're showing you what they're going to do in the movies. That's what he's saying, in case that went over everybody's head. Let's watch again.
This is things of that nature. So we're going to be killing each other in the streets, man. Mad Max and Beyond Terror Dome and all that is going to be on, man. And they're going to have to blow us up, which is what they're going to do. They're going to inject us with these, they're going to say it's like for everybody mandatory AIDS testing because AIDS is so widespread. They're going to be giving them vaccines for it so they don't catch it all.
Vaccines. This is him talking 30 years ago. How many of y'all think he would talk like this today? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because he's getting paid. Absolutely not.
Talk like these months and stuff like that. But in all actuality, what they're doing is putting microchips in your base. So
they're putting microchips in you. And I don't know, some of you Israelites don't, some of y'all, I don't know what's going on with some of y'all. Microchips are real. Do you guys not understand that Elon Musk has, do you guys not understand what transhumanism is? It's to merge man with machine. I've shown you this many times. This idea of putting microchips into people is real. Goodness gracious, like what's wrong? I don't understand why Israelites like y'all. That's not a conspiracy theory. Let's go ahead. You know what? I don't even want to deviate from the class because I know, yeah, I'm not even gonna deviate from the class, but it's real. It's called transhumanism. Let's go to the next slide. All right. Let's jump over to 2 Esdras chapter 6. Pick it up from verse number 1. It says, "And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot, and ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed that were gathered faith for a treasure, then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also shall they be ended, and by none other." Verse number 7. "Then answered I and said, what is the parting asunder of times?" Now I wanted to focus on that because when I was a Christian, we were told that this whole entire earth was going to be destroyed. But when you actually go deep in the scriptures, that's not what it's talking about. The end of the world is the parting asunder of times, meaning you move from one age to another. The earth is still going to be here. It's still going to be inhabited. But we're going to move from one age, which is Esau ruling, to another age, which is Jacob ruling. That's all it is, or that's all it means when it says the end of the world. Again, verse number 7. "Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times? Or when shall be the end of the first?" We know Esau came out first. "And the beginning of it that followeth." Who came out next? Jacob. Verse 8. "And he said unto me, from Abraham to Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born." So this is letting you know this is the parting asunder of times. The transfer of power from one to the other, from the first to the one that followed, from Esau to Jacob. Again, verse 8. "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, not the world as in the planet, meaning the parting asunder of times, the end of an age. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And just a couple of companion scriptures, in case somebody's confused. This is Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 1, verse 4. It says, one generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth, meaning the planet, abideth forever. So the end of the world is not talking about the end of planet Earth. It's talking about the parting asunder of time from the first, which in context is Esau. You see that in verse number 8, to the one that followed, which is Jacob, where Jacob is going to rule. That's the parting asunder of times. That is the end of the world. Also, Revelation chapter 5, verse 10, it says, and has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on earth. So the earth is still going to be here, even though the end of the world is coming, because the end of the world is the end of an age, a parting asunder of times, going from Esau's rulership to Jacob's rulership. That's all this is saying. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. Starting from verse number 1, it says, and Jesus, Yahushua, went out and departed from the temple. And his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua, Jesus, said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily, which is truly, I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Verse 3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privily or privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So we now understand the end of the world is not the end of the planet Earth. It's the end of the rule or age of Esau ruling. So as you guys can see, for those of y'all that are following the PowerPoint, I went to look at what are synonyms for signs. And you guys can see one of the words that are a synonym for signs is tokens, because that's what the word that Esdras used. So I wanted to show you guys that, because today's class is talking about Esdras and end time prophecy. So Esdras doesn't use the word sign. He uses the word tokens. I wanted to show y'all it's saying the same thing. This is 2 Esdras chapter 5, starting from verse number 1. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens. So I kept the same screenshot so you guys could see it in case somebody's lost. Tokens are signs. Same signs the apostles were asking Christ to show them is the same signs that Esdras is asking the angel to show him. And the angel is explaining stuff to him. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, which are the signs. Behold, the days come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Let's go and let's look at this word token or sign, just in case anybody's still lost, because even if you don't go to Esdras, it's actually in the Bible itself. Token means sign. Let's look at Deuteronomy 22, verses 13 through 21. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and give occasions of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came unto her, I found her not a maid. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. So there was a sign or token that the woman was a virgin. What was that? Verse 16, and the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her. And lo, he hath given occasion of speech against her, saying, I have found not thy daughter a maid. And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. So To make it plain for you, brothers and sisters, the sign that a woman was a virgin in ancient times was that you would have to give her father the cloth or the sheet that y'all laid upon in the marriage chamber when you went in unto her. And that was a sign that she was a virgin. The blood on that sheet was a sign that she was a virgin. So I'm just showing you guys this to show you the word tokens means signs. So we're not lost. In case somebody thinks that as something's wrong with Esdras using a different word, it's the same word, okay? So this is the first time we're going down the rabbit hole now, guys. Y'all get ready, because now we're going down the first rabbit hole. You know what? I'm gonna skip that right now. I'm gonna skip that right now. I have so much going on in this PowerPoint. I really don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably gonna skip a couple of slides, and that's okay. Let's look at 2nd Esdras chapter 5 again. And I want to look at the part in verse number 1 that says, and the way of truth shall be hidden. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. So that's the reason why the truth was hidden, because the truth was hidden until the time of the end. There were certain things that had to happen to Israel. We had to go into captivity, so forth and so on. And so there was a certain time where the Most High allowed the words or the understanding of scriptures to be hidden until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Jumping down to verse number 9. And he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed up until the time of the end. So how do you recognize when the time of the end is? Because somebody might be confused about that. Let's read verse number 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. That's how you know when the time of the end is. You're going to have a lot of people in the time of the end repenting, changing their ways, being purified. How? Through the words of the Most High. You had a certain trajectory for your life. You had a certain idea of where you wanted your life to go. And some of the things that you may have coveted or desired may have been sin. But how we know that we are in the time of the end, the Most High is going to turn many of us from our selfish carnal desires to his word. And we're going to be purified and made white and cleansed of our sins. Doesn't matter what way of life you come from. It doesn't matter what it is. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9 on down tells you that. We're justified, we're cleansed through Yahweh Shai. So we're going to come from all walks of life and repent. That's one of these signs of the end. Just talk to your fellow Israelite and ask them what they were doing before they came into the truth. And you guys will hear a lot of stories. You'll be like, wow, I didn't even know, brother or sister, that you would do that. Yeah, I did that when I was in the world. Yeah. I was moving packs. I just shot somebody and killed somebody. There's people in the truth that have done all that stuff. And you would never know because they don't brag about it. They're not proud of it. But this is one of the signs of the end. It says, many shall be purified and made white as repentance and tried, because you're going to be tested. That's how you're purified. You ever watch your clothes in the when you put it in the if you go to the laundromat, because if you have one of those house washing machines, you can't really see into it. It doesn't have that door where you can see into it really. But if you go to the laundromat, you ever watch how violently your clothes are whipped around in that machine? Violently to get all the stains out. So it's a violent thing. You guys see that? That's how that goes. Have you guys ever seen unrefined rubies before? Unrefined gold before? And the process that those things have to go through to be refined, so the gold that you wear around your neck looks the way it looks, it shines the way it shines. The rubies that you want to put in your jewelry shines the way it shines. There's a violent process that it has to go through. That's being tried. That's us. You're not made white just to be made white, but you got to go through some stuff. We all have to go through some stuff. And what we all have to go through is different, because what Priest Danielle has to go through, the Most High knows I could bear it. But Priest Daniela may not be able to bear what Zahab is going through. And Zahab may not be able to bear with what somebody else is going through. So we all get our own lot. And we're tried in our own ways, especially where we are weak, especially where we're vulnerable. That's the test. The Most High is not going to test you where you're strong. That makes no sense. He's going to test you where you're weak and see what you're going to do. Just like you go back and you read in the book of Joshua, the Most High said he left a remnant of the Canaanites there to test us. He could have took them out. Sure, he could have. He wanted to see what you're going to do. I know you Israelites are weak to these other gods. Y'all are the descendants of the generation that was in Egypt that was weak to them gods, you know what I'm saying, before. I know y'all still have that in you, in your members. I'm going to leave that here and see what you're going to do. Same thing with us today, right? Let's move on. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 29, verses 10 through 12. It says, "For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes, and the prophets and your rulers that the seers have covered. The seers hath he covered." Verse 11. "And the vision of old has become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed." It's just like if you look at Nebuchadnezzar when he had that dream and he couldn't figure out the dream. And he's calling his wise men and they couldn't figure it out. That's your pastors and bishops in your church today. You give them a Bible, they can't figure it out. Can't figure it out. Verse 12, "And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned." They can't understand why it is that our people are in the conditions that we're in perpetually. We're at the bottom of every statistic that we're supposed to be at the top of. And we're at the top of every statistic we're supposed to be at the bottom of. What does that mean, Priest Daniela? When it comes to health, right? All the sicknesses that are killer, we're at the top of that. we're supposed to be at the bottom because the Most High gave us a dietary law. We're supposed to be at the bottom. We're at the top. When it comes to economics and finances, we're at the bottom. When the Bible tells us we're above all nations, we're supposed to be at the top. Everybody understand? And the preachers can't figure it out. But the Israelites can. It's because we broke God's laws. That's why. And y'all teaching the churches we ain't got to keep God's laws. It's real simple. It's not. It's that's the time we're in right now. It's really not that hard. Now, I mentioned to you guys earlier about the blue pill and the red pill, which has nothing to do with the way that the word red pill is used today. You know what I'm saying? And the whole gender war that's going on. It's not that. It's about seeing things as they are. Those of us that are in the truth today, we have taken the red pill. So the way of truth is not hidden to us. But many of our people choose not to know, so they take the blue pill. They don't want to know. This is information overload. It's too much. I don't want to know.
You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to do. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
So I need y'all to know that that's today's class. Today's class, we're going to take the red pill. If you don't want to take the red pill, if you don't want to see the world as it is, I'm going to show you. What time is it? I got time. I'm going to show you how the world really is and where the world is going. I'm going to show you guys where the world is going and how nefarious the plans that Esau has is and keeps us distracted, because some of y'all know the stuff that I'm going to show y'all and some of y'all are not even aware that this is going on. So if you don't want to know, it seems like doom and gloom, you might want to stop right here and just log out and not watch the rest of the class. Because we're taking the red pill today, for sure.
Hey, Priest, in that movie, one of the actors that sold out Neo, right? He had a phrase. He said, "Ignorance is bliss."
Mm-hmm.
So it's like not knowing, you're in heaven. You're good because you don't want to know. Ignorance is bliss.
And today's class is not bliss, it's bitter. It's bitter. I'm telling y'all flat out. What Esau is doing is bitter. But the Most High said, We have to warn our people. So I got to warn you what's going on. Most people don't see that between now, which is 2026, and 2030 and beyond, the world, the way it's going to be, is not pretty. We need to be, and it goes back to what you said earlier in the class, which is where we're going to end. Prayer is our greatest weapon. We're going to need it. We're going to need it. I'm going to show you. Let's continue.
You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And that's us, the men that teach the truth. When we go out in the streets, we don't beg nobody to do nothing. We're just presenting you the red and the blue pill. Either you take it or you don't. Sometimes it seems like it's cold. We're like, either you believe us or you don't. And why don't y'all try to push a little bit more and beg the people? No, that's not what Neo did. Listen, I'm just here to tell you the truth. Take the red pill or the blue pill. Do what you will. We moving on. That's how my elder Yaquan was. One of the elders that started One West. He said, either you get it, what we're teaching, or we're moving on. We're not waiting for you. We're not begging you. We're not rubbing your back. None of that stuff. Either you get what we're teaching or we're moving on. It's a cold deal. This truth is a cold deal. And the more that we progress further on, it's going to get colder and colder. And we got to get colder and colder. The Most High prepared me for this in my youth. Growing up and not having nobody and being by myself and all stuff like that. So I didn't have parents really like that. I didn't have the family. I didn't have none of that. So I've been by myself for the most part of my life. So I'm a cold person already anyway. It's very easy for me to be cold, not hard. But for some of y'all, it's not so much. But this truth is a cold deal. It is what it is. Let's move on. Now, 2 Esdras chapter 5, verse 2. It says, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. Now, I made a statement last week, and I didn't prove it, but I'm going to prove it this week. I'm going to give y'all an example. It's kind of a little bit off the path of what we're talking about today, but it's really not off the path, because the Bible says in this time that we're living in, when we're going to see these things, iniquity is increased above any other time in history. You guys see the caption on the video. I told y'all about this last week. There's a whole argument with our people at the center of it, vilifying Israelite women if you are not willing to date a man that's bisexual. I told y'all about that last week. Y'all probably thought I was making it up. No. I've never heard of this before growing up. I've never heard in any time in my life, I'm over 50 years old, where women that did not want to date a man, that before she got with him, he was getting, what's the word? I don't even want to, I ain't going to use the word. Hey, the man had another man up his rear end. And then he comes and gets with you. Never in history has that been a controversy if a woman says, no, if you was with a man before me, I don't want you. But now there's a controversy. This time is more wicked than ever. And niggas is online arguing about this as if this is a thing. Listen.
So a woman who refuses to date bi men is very obviously homophobic, and I find it funny that a lot of people who push back against that sentiment, that at least that I've seen, have been black women, because I feel like if I got on here and said that I refuse to date black women, now of course that's not the case, but if I said that was the case, it would be a massive issue. Like with these same people, it wouldn't just be like, oh, you know, it's his preference, he happens to not want to know. They'd be like, oh, he hates them. And I'm not even going that far as to say people who refuse to date bi men hate bi or gay people, but it's just obviously discriminatory because of the way you're grouping all these people together. I feel like people don't understand what.
So y'all understand, sisters, right? Y'all understand if you don't want to date a man that used to date other men, but now he wants to date you, you're discriminating, right? That's what they're arguing about. This is wicked as hell.
People mean when they say that someone's homophobic for doing that. Like a woman who just doesn't date a bi man, singular, is not homophobic, but a woman who refuses to date bi men, generalization, plural, is homophobic. Like if a bi man approaches a woman and
I've had enough. I can't even continue. I've had enough. I'm angry
Bro,
already.
you gotta go back to the other way, bro. That echo is disgusting, bro. But we'll bear with it.
Okay, hold on a second. Is the echo that bad? Like, is the echo that bad? Because I could make a change.
I mean, only because the class is so heavy on videos. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
so let me go. I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. If y'all over on a Clubhouse, I told y'all today's class is something different. Y'all need to come over to YouTube. The link is at the top of the room. I'm gonna share the class a different way so there's no echo. All right, go ahead, Zav. You want to say something? Then we're gonna go right back into it because that was crazy.
While you're fixing that, I just want to say, Esau changes words and ideas like every so often, so many years. You know, like what the priest said, growing up, that was unheard of because the definition of words and meanings and so on and so forth, it was different. It had a different context and a different meaning. Now they change the whole parameters. So Esau constantly moves and changes things, right? The only thing that's constant and stays the same is the word of the Most High God. That's why the Most High said he changeth not. Esau changes. The Lord doesn't change. Yahweh Shah doesn't change, right? The word of the Most High doesn't change. Only thing changes is Esau's society. Because now they're saying that if you want to deal with a sodomite, and that's just what it is, right? Then you're anti-Sodom. But what we're here to say is, yes, we are anti-Sodom because the Most High is anti-Sodom. Any practice dealing with that, you're wicked as hell. And we laugh at our brothers and sisters. I hate to be like that, but we laugh at them like what the priest said. It's a cold truth, but we laugh at them because they fall into the word play. Yes, brother, semantics. That's what it is, a semantic shift. Shout out to the brother Ahaya, right? It's a semantic shift. That's all it is. So what used to mean one thing back in the days, now it doesn't mean that no more. You see what I'm saying? So brothers and sisters, stand firm. Go ahead, priest.
So, hey, sisters, according to this fellow right here, which y'all, the Bible says they're sure of their countenance to bear witness, right? So we already know why he's standing on this hill about dating bisexual men. We could look in his face, and we know why he's fighting the fight he's fighting. We're just gonna leave that right there.
That nigga got the blanket on his chin. I'm sorry, brother. Yo, there's a dude on social media right? He says, yo, things that you should not do as a grown man. This is one of them, bruh. You having a blanket all the way tucked under, bruh. Man, go ahead, Bree. Slack it.
That's why we get mad when the sisters be like, dudes be sassy nowadays. They ain't lying. Anyway, I also get the impression that there's some sister somewhere that really feel like I'm lying. All right, we know he said that, priest, but who would ever do that? There's no way anybody would be okay with that. Come on, priest, you're exaggerating. Right? I'm exaggerating, right? Ain't no black woman gonna date a guy that was bisexual, right? Doesn't know. Oh, yeah? Listen.
I am a straight woman. I would date a bi man, and I do.
Okay, she said it fast. Watch again. Listen again.
I would date a bi man.
Let's go back one more time. One more again.
Turn the volume up.
Let's turn the volume all the way up. And we see the caption right there. I am a straight woman, and I would date a bi man. So when the Bible says iniquity shall be increased above that which thou seest, we're in that right now, brothers and sisters. We're here right effing now. Like Future said, it's an evil world we live in. It's an evil world we live in.
Bi man, and I do think that choosing not to date a man exclusively because he is bi is biphobic or homophobic, and yet I am not on my people's side who agree with me during this discourse.
So she's talking fast. The idea is she says she would date a man that was with another man before her, or whatever the situation is, and she thinks it's homophobic if you wouldn't. So you sisters, and by the way, she says she's on her woke journey, just so y'all know. She's on a woke journey. I got a lot to show y'all, so I ain't gonna play the whole video. You guys get the idea. In case somebody thought that was not a real thing, this is what the Bible means when it says iniquity is increased above that which thou now seest. Now you are shamed as a woman if you want a man that's always been straight. Something's wrong with you. That's the idea. Oh, there's more. How many of you guys have ever heard of something called My Gender dolls? These are toys for kids. Have y'all ever heard of My Gender dolls? You might not be familiar with My Gender dolls. So I'm going to go ahead and let y'all understand what My Gender dolls are. They didn't have these at ancient times, but they have them now. Listen.
First of their kind, transgender dolls are set to debut in Minnesota classrooms this fall. The taxpayer-funded paper dolls come with genitalia that can be removed and then swapped out. A therapist at the University of Minnesota Medical tells the New York Post that they spent over a decade developing the dolls. The goal is to help kids, quote, learn about the different options that exist for who they can be. The website for the dolls promises to, quote, make gender fun. It says they were designed for clinicians and educators and lists their purpose as therapeutic play and gender identity exploration. They'll reportedly be in classrooms with kids as young as 4.
As young as 4. In translation, for those of y'all that don't understand what's going on, the dolls, you could take the genitalia off and assign a male genitalia to a female and a female to a male. These are toys, and they're going to be giving them to children as young
Wicked as hell.
as 4. Okay.
That's why the scripture says, you grieve your enemy when you teach your children, man. I'm paraphrasing. Because if you teach your children at home and then they go to school and, you know, public schools, I know for a fact this is going to come out in the public school system, right? When you teach your children at home, it's going to be pushback. Because if the teacher try to bring that to your children, they're going to be like, daddy said a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl. They're going to push back on that. That's the only way we could get around this, is to teach your children from when they're young. Go ahead, priest.
Okay, let's pick it up in verse number 3. 2 Esdras chapter 5, verse 3 says, and the land that thou seest now to have root. So now we're back to 101 as Israelites, right? The Bible is filled with agrarian or farming metaphors. What does it mean when it says take root? The land that is now deeply established, or the deep establishment. They have economic strength. They have longevity. They have immovability. That's America. They have the greatest military in the world. End time prophecies applies to the world, the final world power. A nation that has taken root, believes it is permanent, self-sufficient, and untouchable. That's America. America is the land that has taken root. And we're seeing wickedness above any other time in history in America. And America backs that with its money and its military. The Bible says that land that's doing that, the prophecy said that land is going to be wasted. Shalt thou see suddenly wasted. Now, again, it's sudden to most, but not to us, because the cracks are showing in America already. The economy is ready to go. It's ready to crash. And this has been building for a long time.
Here comes the boom, America. JP Morgan, Citibank, and Wells Fargo are all preparing for a crash. They are all stockpiling cash, just like Warren Buffett. This economy is about to see depression time era. People are going to the gas station, and instead of throwing a 20 on the counter and saying, Phil, give me 20 bucks worth, now it's $10. How do I know this? I worked in gas stations.
So the economy is getting ready to crash. And that's another conversation which we're not going to have. We have this conversation internally within the camp. There's a lot of things that people need to prepare for. I don't think people take me serious, even in the truth. We always talk about the people outside the truth that don't take what we say serious. But I'm going to say something. I don't believe most people in the truth take this serious. The economy is going to crash. Most people are not preparing for the economy getting ready to crash. That's why we have conversations within the camp without saying too much about pantries and other things. The economy is going to crash. It's going to be crazy out here. And I don't think we take that serious enough, but we'll have that conversation internally. Now, that's also, I got one finger pointing at the screen. I got three fingers pointing back at me because that I have to take that serious too. Headquarters has to take that serious too. But that's another conversation amongst ourselves we're going to have. For those of y'all that are watching, whatever you camp you're in, y'all need to have this conversation too. If you're an individualite, you need to have that conversation within your household, with your family, the person that lives next door to you, whomever. The economy is going to crash. It's coming.
Do you want to know how bad this economy is? Let me give you an idea, because millions of people are doing something right now that they probably shouldn't be doing, but they have no other option. According to a recent survey, Vanguard customers are withdrawing their 401k money. They are taking money out of retirement.
I want you guys to understand something. I'm playing it again. I'm just going to put this out there. And this goes for me too. You work, some of us work at jobs where we have 401ks. I want you guys to understand, when the economy crashes, your 401k crashes with it. It'll be zero. It doesn't matter how long you've been working at your job. You get your quarterly statement from your 401k company, whomever it may be, and you look and say, wow, I got 200,000, 300,000, 500,000 in my 401k for when I retire. So you're hedging your bets against prophecy that you're going to reach retirement age and have that nest egg. And I'm not telling you no. I'm not telling you no. But you do understand prophecy, right? When this economy crashes, your 401k is going to go from whatever number it is to zero. So you have, what he's saying is that you have a lot of people that understand this, that pull money out of their 401k, even though they're a tax, you kind of get hit by the IRS for doing that, whatever it is. People are pulling their money out of their 401ks, maybe not all of it, but some of it, because they understand this and they don't want to get caught going from 200, 300, 500,000 to zero. You don't want to be, I'm going to take some of that money out and use it. That's what he's saying. Priest Danielle is not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to blow the trumpet and let you know. People are telling you that, yeah, when this inevitable crash comes, and it's coming, your joint is going to go from whatever it is to zero. So you might want to move with wisdom. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to go ahead and play the video.
Do you want to know how bad this economy is? Let me give you an idea, because millions of people are doing something right now that they probably shouldn't be doing, but they have no other option. According to a recent survey, Vanguard customers are withdrawing their 401k money. They are taking money out of retirement because they need it today. They cannot wait any longer. Let me just give you the numbers here. The pre-pandemic levels was about 2% of people would do an early withdrawal from their 401k, and they'd be hit with a penalty. Well, then back in 2024, it jumped up to 5%. Keep in mind, during the pandemic, people were putting money away. They were stashing money away in their 401ks. They were putting money away into the stock market and into real estate, and they were pretty much just.
So you guys understand what he's saying. So people are taking the money out because they need to take it out, and because they're aware a crash is coming for sure. Let's move on. The same thing that Esdras spoke about is spoken about in Revelation chapter 18. Pick it up from verse number 10. It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Skipping down to verse number 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone, like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Now, hopefully the banner is not hiding everything that's down there on the bottom of the screen. But I wanted to show you guys this idea of 1 hour is not literally 1 hour. An hour is an idiom for sudden destruction, quick, swift, a short time. That's the idea. Babylon is entrenched. It's been entrenched. Babylon the Great has been entrenched for hundreds of years. It's the military superpower of the world. And yet the fall of it is swift or quick. 1 hour is just an idiom for that. That's all it means. It's not literally saying, because coming up as I was taught by the elders, they kind of took the 1 hour literally, but it's not literal. Most of the things that are in the book of Revelations are figurative, metaphor, allegory. It uses a lot of literary devices. So it's not literally 1 hour, but what took centuries to build and become the greatest country ever, saying as far as they're concerned, the greatest country ever, the fall of it is going to be fast. It's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? It took long to build, but it fell quick. You guys get the idea? Esdras said it was wasted suddenly. John said it was in 1 hour. It's the same thing. It's just quick. That's all. Let's go to verse number 4. 2 Esdras chapter 5, verse 4. It says, but if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet. I want to deal with this thing with trumpets. We talked about it a little bit, but I want to deal with this thing with trumpets. This idea of trumpets. Let's go to Ezekiel 33, verse 1. It says, again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, son of man, speak to the children of Israel. Speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him as a watchman, that's the prophets, that's the teachers. And if, when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. That's the majority of our people. We go out and we blow the trumpet. The trumpet is our voice. We go out and we teach the people, and they don't want to hear it. That's on them. Some people look at us and be like, you have no sympathy, you have no empathy. Our empathy is teaching our people. You think the empathy means that we got to beg the people, please, please, please. That's not the empathy. Our empathy means that we take away from our personal lives, whatever we're doing, and put that aside and put teaching first. That's the empathy. And we go out and we deny ourselves and what we have going on. I could be out in the streets teaching brothers and sisters. Well, I won't say I could have been. I'm going to give you a real life example. I have been in my younger days out in the streets teaching our people when I was in my 20s, in the early days of the truth. I was out in the streets teaching our people, sound the trumpet, and I was homeless. I was sleeping on the subway trains of New York City. I've told you this, guys. Those that don't know, I've told you this stuff many times. But it was almost like Jonah. The most I still had to do it. I still had to do it. Didn't matter. But nobody would know. I still blew the trumpet anyway, because I understood the mission. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about what I was going through. It was about none of that. The Most High brought me into this, and I had a job to do. And the Most High was refining me and seeing when I was going through the worst of the worst, when I'm sleeping on the subway trains and everything. Come on, I could break down to you how long it takes to go from the last stop on the 2 train in the Bronx to the last stop on the 2 train in Brooklyn. And I could tell y'all how between, you know what I'm saying, midnight to 5 in the morning, how many times you got to do that for the night to be over. I can tell you that because I did that, right? And nevertheless, I still had to do it. That's the job. That's what the prophet or the watchman does. He stands on the wall and he sees trouble coming. And he blows the trumpet pursuant to Ezekiel 33, verse 3, to warn the people. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. You have nobody to blame but yourself. He heard the sound of the trumpet, took not warning. His blood shall be upon him. That's your problem. So when you guys see people, because people have said that I'm cold, it seems like I don't have empathy. No, I have empathy because I know what I've been through and I still did this. So when I tell somebody, because people are like, I hear things all the time, like you just, you're mean, I can't believe he's so cold. You don't know me. Like, even those that know me, you don't know me. It's on you, because I didn't stop my job even when I was in the worst of situations. So what I'm telling you, it's on you. I'm telling you that I've been through worse than you. You got no excuse, because I had no excuse. That's what I'm saying. It's not hatred. It's just how it goes. Verse 5, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him. It's your problem. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his own soul. The people that listen, you deliver your own soul. Verse 6, but if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, that's your pastors, your bishops, in church, and the people be not warned that the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood shall I require at the watchman's hands. A lot of these preachers are going to be required at their hands for not telling our people the truth. Verse 7, so thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, thou shalt hear the words at my mouth and warn them. That's the trumpet. That's the trumpet. 2 Esdras 5, verse 3. But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see the third trumpet. People warning people about what's about to happen. It's up to them whether they take heed or not. And you guys can see that. What are we warning people about? This whole idea of there being signs in the sun, in the moon, the blood shall drop out wood, the stone shall give his voice. This is all idioms, metaphors, and parables for destruction. Destruction is coming. So the trumpet is warned or blown first through the prophets to let you know something is about to happen. Take heed. And most people don't take heed. Most people don't take heed. And you can see the parallels between 2 Esdras chapter 5 and Matthew 24. Idea of sun, moon, stars, powers. Matthew 24, sun, moon, stars, powers, same thing. I'm kind of going a little fast on some of these slides because it's self-explanatory. Y'all can come back and look at that. Let's go to Lamentations chapter 2. It says, in verse 1, it says, how hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and has cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel. So this whole idea of being in heaven is you have a nation that's on top. They're not doing what's right. So the Most High allows them to fall. That happened to us. And now pursuant to the book of Matthew, that's going to happen to Esau as well. Matthew 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. The same way that Israel was brought down from their rulership and being on top and being above all nations because we broke God's laws, the same thing is going to happen to Esau. Lamentations 5, verse 5. And blood shall drop out of the wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled. This whole idea of blood dropping from the wood, what is that? The idea is judgments upon a wicked power that obtained wealth through violence and oppression. That's America. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 9. It says, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. Same thing Obadiah spoke about Esau. That he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity. So 2 Esdras, blood from wood, It's a voice from stone. Rebecca Stone cries to timber. Answers, the idea is judgment upon the wicked nation. That's all it's talking about. This nation that did all these things, where wickedness is greater than it's ever been, is going to be judged. That's the idea. And it should be. This is your boy Orange 45, aka Orange 47, that I still on my timeline on Facebook see Israelites liking him because you like some of his policies. I want y'all to understand this guy hates our people. This is Orange 45, aka Orange 47, Donald Trump, addressing the Naval Academy. And I want you guys to listen to what he says. They are unapologetic about being colonizers. They are unapologetic about slaughtering the Native Americans and Hispanics of Negroid and Indian descent throughout North, Central, and South America. They are unapologetic about that. How do I know? Because Donald Trump told me. And he's going to tell you too. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at 16 minutes and 45 seconds. And we're going to go to 18 minutes and 45 seconds. And I'm going to allow him to tell you they don't apologize for killing you off at all. Somebody showed this to Anton Daniels. Can somebody tell Anton Daniels that Donald Trump said they don't? Well, he would probably agree. He would probably agree. Yeah, they're not sorry for killing our ancestors. Let's listen to him talk. He's gonna tell you that they don't care.
In recent years and even decades, too many people have forgotten that truth. They've forgotten that our ancestors trounced an empire, tamed a continent, and triumphed over the worst evils in history. In every generation, there have been cynics and critics who try to tear down America.
In other words, in every generation, there have been people that have told the truth about you rape, robbing, and murdering the people that were over here. Let's continue.
It's not working too well lately. But in recent years, the problem grew worse. A growing number used their platforms to denigrate America's incredible heritage, challenge America's sovereignty, and weaken America's pride. But we know the truth, we will speak the truth, and we will defend that truth. America is the greatest fighting force for peace, justice, and freedom in the history of the world. And in case you haven't noticed, we have become a lot stronger lately. A lot.
Esau is a proud man. Listen.
We are not going to apologize for America.
They're not going to apologize for America. Translation, the continent that they tamed, when they killed off and slaughtered the Native Americans, they're not apologizing for that, guys. That's what they're saying.
We are going to stand up for America. No more apologies. We are going to stand up for our citizens. We are going to stand up for our values. And we are going to stand up for our men and women in uniform.
So you guys get the idea. They don't apologize for what they did. They don't care who they did it to. They don't apologize. They feel as though that they were justified in what they were doing. So we're going into now hour number 3. If anybody has to be on Clubhouse and any other rooms, you guys go ahead. We're going to continue. This is Sir Winston Churchill, who was once the prime minister or leader of England. He didn't coin this phrase, but he repeated it. The phrase is a little bit older than him, but he's the most famous person to have ever said this. It says, "Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it." So I want to show you guys something. When famines come, sometimes we read about famines in Matthew chapter 24 and other places in the Bible. We assume there's just going to be food is not going to be growing. Animals are not going to be recreating, reproducing, so there's going to be no animals. No. Sometimes famines are manufactured by man, as is the case with the Native Americans. War was declared on the Native Americans, and they were starved into submission by the U.S. military. The famine that was amongst them was manufactured by Esau. I'm going somewhere with this. This is 2 Esdras chapter 6, verse 22. It says, "And suddenly shall sown places appear unsown." So again, the suddenly is for people that don't know prophecy, that's not paying attention, that's not watching. It's sudden to them. But for those of us that know who Esau is, we understand what they do. Nothing is sudden. Nothing is sudden. It's created. "And suddenly shall sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." The U.S. government in the 1800s, unalived, because that's the word we use now, the buffalo, aka the bison. Now they're cousins. I really want to focus on the bison per se, but the buffalo and the bison are cousins, right? Which was the Native Americans' main food source then. So what they did was, you know what? I'll play the video. You could understand it better than I could tell y'all. The video is real quick. Let me turn it all the way up so y'all can hear it.
1873, the American government killed 1.5 million bison in that 1 year alone to starve the Native Americans so they would become more dependent on the American government to survive.
So I want to play that again. The American government killed off the bison to make that was one of the strategies the American government used to bring Gad, the tribe of Gad and the tribe of Reuben, what we call Native Americans, into compliance. They killed off a lot of the bison. Play it again.
1873, the American government killed 1.5 million bison in that 1 year alone to starve the Native Americans so they would become more dependent on the American government to survive.
They wanted the Gad to become more dependent on the American government. So one of the ways that they created that was by killing off their food source. That's the idea. I'm going somewhere with this because they're doing this right now. Y'all know we're gonna get there, right? Let's watch this next video.
In 1870, there were 60 million bison in North America. By 1900, just 30 years later, there were 23 truly wild ones left. 23. It became the largest animal massacre in history, and it changed America forever. Entire ecosystems collapsed. Indigenous nations were pushed to the brink. The Great Plains went from a living ocean of wildlife to the farmland, highways, and cities we see today. And one man was at the center of it all. a showman who killed 4,280 bison and became perhaps the most famous man on earth.
His name was William F. Cody, better known as Buffalo Bill, and I'm standing at his grave right now on Lookout Mountain in Colorado.
But here's the
shout out to LOI Colorado. I see my caller early in the chat. This is maybe a place that y'all brothers, maybe if it's by you, y'all should go to and do a little something there, because this is all about Buffalo Bill. His gravesite is in Colorado. This dude killed off a lot of the bison that the Native Americans used. They depended on that. And Esau made war with them by killing them off. I ain't gonna play the whole video because it's long.
Twist. From this mountain where the world famous bison hunter is buried, you can still see living bison, direct descendants of the last 23 wild survivors. And the reason they exist is because the man who helped destroy them also helped save them. This is the story of the animal massacre that changed America forever and how its consequences still shape the country today.
So what I'm trying to show y'all is that they don't have to attack you. They study you and they can attack your food source, your source, whatever it is. And by attacking your source, what you depend on, they're fighting against you without actually killing you. Esau sits down and they sit down and come up with these ideas and they implement them, and we're oblivious to them because we don't have that same mindset that they have, because their mindset is war. Our mindset is folly. You know what I'm saying? We're worried about stupidity, unfortunately. Let's move on. There's a lot of stuff I could go to. So I wanted to give you guys an idea of what I meant, why attacking the bison was really genius for Esau to do, because the Native Americans used the bison for everything, and the buffalo too. I don't have to read everything, but you guys can see everything that they use, from the hide to the tail to the hair to the bones, which was for weapons, right? You know what I'm saying? For the ribs, they made tools out of the ribs. The sinews, they made things they could tie things with, right? You name it, they used it for everything. So you destroy this, you destroy them.
My question would be, how does Esau know that? How would he know that unless he didn't sit there and observe them and watch them
James
to infiltrate them?
James Adair, right? History of the North American Indians. They allowed Esau to come amongst them, and Esau studied them. So yes, it's a good question. Esau studied them because they allowed Esau to come amongst them. The Aztecs did it. A lot of the Native American tribes did it. They allowed Esau to come amongst them because we are peaceful people. We're not a hateful people. We're not a racist people. So when other people come and they want to learn from us, we allow them to come amongst us. But we don't think that, hey, they're coming amongst us to destroy us. We think they're coming amongst us. They just are interested. No, they're looking at and studying you. So we get rid of this guy right here. We get rid of everything around him. The entire thing around him that basically sustains us. We get rid of all this. That's the idea. Esau knew exactly what he was doing. But don't be fooled, brothers and sisters. Esau does the same thing with the pig. This is 40 uses of the pig. We did it with the bison, which is a clean animal. Esau does the same thing with the damn pig. It's the same thing. I just wanted to show y'all that. We're not going to stay here too long. Y'all ready to go down the rabbit hole again? Hey, I want to make sure y'all are awake, so I'm going to stop. Can y'all put in the chat if y'all ready to now go deep, because we're about to go deep now. We're about to go deep now. I want you guys to put a rabbit. Y'all got to go to y'all emojis and look for a rabbit and put a rabbit in the comment section. I want to see some rabbits there, guys. Before we go further, y'all want to go down the rabbit hole, because we're about to go down the rabbit hole now. I need to see 10 rabbits in the chat, and then we'll go down the rabbit hole. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure y'all are awake. That's okay. I want to make sure y'all are awake. So it looks like you guys are awake. All praise to the Most High. Okay. Thank y'all. So we're about to go down the rabbit hole for sure. So once we go down there, if y'all don't like what y'all see down in this hole, don't blame me. I'm just the messenger. I'm just trying to show y'all something. Let's start off with definitions. What is gradualism? What does that mean? Because what I'm showing you guys, or what I'm going to show you guys, we need to define it. We need a word for it. So the word we're going to use is called gradualism. What does that mean? The principle or policy of achieving some goal by gradual steps rather than drastic change. They don't want you to notice what they're doing. They don't want you to see what they're doing. They're plotting on you, but they don't want you to see it, because if you see it, you're going to start defending yourself. So they do it in such a way that it's in increments. You can't even recognize it because you're being inundated with foolishness. And then you notice that, well, that don't make no sense, but you're so inundated with foolishness, you don't really focus on the thing that they make no sense. They do it gradually. That's what we're going to see. So we're going to call this fella Dr. Death. Dr. Death is at it again. You guys know this guy. This guy's name is William Gates. Mr. Gates. So I want you guys to look at the picture. And I want you guys to think about it. What did I just show you guys? When the Native Americans were dependent on the bison, rather than, I'm not saying the U.S. government didn't make war with the actual Native Americans, because of course they did. But the war was on many fronts. Not only did they make war with the Native Americans, they also made war with their sustenance or their source, which was the bison. Esau knows this history. So now we're talking about Dr. Death, aka William Gates. And as you guys can see from this picture that I generated through AI, they've been genetically modifying ticks, which are bugs that attack animals. I want to prepare you guys for what you guys are going to listen to. So let's first look at what I have here, and then we're going to listen to the video. At 2 minutes and 10 seconds, this young lady explains to you that the powers that should not be the elites, they're trying to secure the world's food supply. If you don't understand what the word secure means, I went to a thesaurus and tried to help you. Secure and gain possession is the same thing. They want to control it. As we progress further into the future, by controlling the world's food supply, they can decide who eats and who don't. You know what I'm saying? You Israelites, and they're going to make sure you ain't eating. But it starts gradually. By getting rid of the food supply that we depend on now and having us transfer over to a food supply they control. And when they control it, they control who has access to it. Y'all not. They're declaring war on farms and cattle through genetically engineering a certain species of ticks that kills the animals off. Y'all not. I told y'all we're going down a rabbit hole. That's where we're going. They want to gain control, or as she says, as Bill Gates said, they want to secure the world's food supply. They want to control it. I want to prepare y'all for what y'all are going to see, so that way I don't have to stop it so much. She's going to show y'all footage. I could have showed y'all a million videos, but this video has everything I need in one video. There are U.S. military helicopters and different helicopters that are controlled by private companies that are flying over U.S. farmland where farmers have herds. And they're dropping down boxes of ticks. And these ticks are attacking the animals that you get your meat from. These ticks are attacking the animals. And the attack on the animals is doing one of two things. It's either killing the animals off, or the animals survive, and then the meat is harvested from these animals, and then you eat it and you have an allergic reaction. That's happening because they're going in and they're dropping genetically modified ticks on these cattle. That's what they're doing. And she's going to show you. She's going to go quick. So maybe later y'all could come back and look at all the articles. This is not conspiracy. Look at all the articles she's going to show, because I'm not about to go to all of them. And go look up these articles that they're telling you. I showed y'all that earlier. They have to tell you what they're going to do, and they're telling you what they're going to do. They're attacking the animals. And there's a reason why. We'll get to that later. But she is sourced up 100%. The same way they attacked the Native Americans is the same attack they're doing today. Let's get there.
Have you ever noticed how sometimes the world's biggest problems and the global elite's perfect solutions just seem to align a little too perfectly? Mainstream media tells us that everything happening to our food supply is just a series of random, chaotic coincidences. But if you just look at the actual documentation in front of you, a completely different pattern emerges. It is an open published fact that World Economic Forum have declared a war on traditional meat consumption. Their official papers explicitly state that to hit climate goals, the world needs to shift away from livestock and move toward alternative proteins like synthetic meat, plant-based diets, and insects. They aren't hiding it. It is right there on their website. But shifting billions of people away from the diet.
I want y'all to pay attention to all the articles she's flashing. Y'all got to go do their homework. I've done it. Y'all got to go do the homework. She's showing y'all that they're telling you openly this is what they're doing.
They've eaten for millennia isn't easy. You have to change how people think. And if that doesn't work, then you have to change what their bodies can physically handle. Enter alpha-gal syndrome, a sudden massive surge in a specific tick bite, and it physically forces thousands of people to stop eating red meat and dairy by causing life-threatening allergic reactions. Mainstream fact checkers will tell you that this tick surge is just a natural environmental shift. They will claim the low-flying planes that are being seen all over rural areas are just standard government program, and on paper, those wild.
They're dropping ticks on animals. Look at that.
You see the videos. Real raw footage posted by independent farmers online watching boxes of ticks literally fall out of the sky and onto their private fields without their consent. And when those viral videos hit the internet, they line up pretty perfectly with the insider leaks. An anonymous post from an employee at a private charter aviation company in Ontario, Canada, claiming that they are being paid massive amounts of money to drop boxes containing millions of tick by air twice a year. Mainstream media will say that these aerial drops have nothing to do with the global agendas. They will point out that when the Bill Gates Foundation poured millions of dollars into genetically modifying ticks, it was strictly for an Asian cattle tick species to help livestock in Africa.
So Bill Gates is one of the primary, we're going to talk about him now. We're about to get to him. Bill Gates is one of the primary investors in dropping ticks on these farms and ticks attacking the animals. Yeah.
That's what the corporate paperwork says. But look at where this company is actually based. Right in the backyard of Oxford University, the literal training ground for the World Economic Forum trustees, globalist policy writers, and technocratic elites rewriting the rules of our world. Look at this quote from the CEO of Oxitec. He openly admits that their Gates-funded project is designed to protect cattle herds and secure the global food supply. Why fund the project?
Secure means control. They gain possession of it. That's why I have that here. Let's go back a little bit. That's the point I wanted. The idea is to gain possession or control of the world's food supply. So you got to drop them ticks, kill off a lot of the animals, make people that eat the meat from the animals that live have allergic reactions, and that's going to create something. We're going to get to that in a minute. It's all, and they drop articles on this and they tell you this openly. and nobody's paying attention because we're watching foolishness.
Cattle herds and secure the global food supply. Why fund a project to protect livestock if you don't want people eating them? I mean, unless the goal isn't just about eliminating meat, maybe it's about complete centralized control over who is allowed to produce it.
Right.
Think about the pattern playing out in real time. Independent local farmers are being squeezed out by skyrocketing input costs, strict new land use laws, and freak biological tick surges that destroy the local meat industry. So ask yourself the final question. Are we watching a series of random chaotic coincidences? Or are we watching a shared global blueprint play out on our land, our food, and our bodies, where the traditional way of life is quietly dismantled and replaced by a system where a select few control the technology behind what we eat? I'm just looking at the receipts. I'm also just a conspiracy theorist. So what do you think?
I think we know the answer. I think we all know the answer to that.
The hell was that cracker doing at the end of the video? You was dabbing or something?
It's something like that.
But you know what's so funny? These crackers are these devils, man. Esau is the devil the Bible speaks about. He doesn't follow a word that he says or does. You'll preach to us about environmental issues while they're flying around on jets and these mega yachts and all that. You see what I'm saying? They preach to us about, oh, we need an alternative source of protein. Start eating bugs and this, that, the third, and stay away from meat. Meanwhile, if you go to these bruncheons, these lunch or whatever the case may be, or these dinners with these elites, I'm pretty sure they're eating steak, top of the line meat. So it's like rules for thee, but not for me. Bunch of hypocrites, man. Go ahead, priest.
Oh, guys, those of y'all that are here, we're just getting started. We're not down a rabbit hole yet. We just kind of the first couple of feet, like maybe 5 feet down the rabbit hole. We're not down there yet. Let's continue. What does this mean? What does it mean? Why is this guy buying up so much farmland? Why?
Bill Gates has bought so much farmland that he is now the single largest owner of farmland in the United States. He has also openly advocated for reducing and eliminating beef consumption while investing heavily in lab-grown meat. All the while, beef prices are at an all-time high and herd numbers hit a 75-year low this year. What does all of this mean for the future of beef in the United States?
So let's put all that together. Bill Gates invested in companies that were genetically modifying ticks. We've seen videos of ticks being dropped on farmers' lands, right? We also have heard, according to what he said, that Bill Gates is the #1 farmland owner in America as we speak right now in 2026. And we've also heard that Bill Gates is also investing in lab-grown meat. That's a lot of stuff.
You see what I'm saying? You own the land, you own the livestock, but you want us to eat lab-grown meat. So it's almost like you feel as though you and your cronies, whoever they are, right, are superior than us, and we're nothing. We're meant to be wiped out. You see what I'm saying? And while you're talking about going down the rabbit hole, I know you didn't touch on it, but this ties in, right? Now they destroyed the Georgia Guidestones, what I'm pretty sure you know about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the Georgia Guidestone, it said that keep population down to 500 million. How is that possible when there's billions of people on the earth, allegedly? So that means you want to kill damn near 2/3 of the earth, the people, the population, which coincidentally goes with what the scripture's saying. But I'm just showing you how these people are wicked as hell, man. You want to give us lab-grown meat, but you turn around and eat the finer meat, the finest things in life. You tell us, oh, turn off your AC because it's creating pollution or whatever the case may be. Oh, you could only drive your car a certain amount of miles. But yet still they got luxury yachts, luxury planes, luxury this, and they eat the finest. So it's like hypocrisy at its finest. This is what Esau is about. Go ahead, man.
So as you guys can see on the screen, these are the lab-grown meat companies that Bill Gates has invested in. You have Beyond Meat, you have Impossible, you have Upside Foods, and you have had Nature's Finds. That's why the ticks are being dropped on the animals and all that. It's gonna create a scarcity of meat, and if you want the taste of meat or the feeling of meat or whatever like that, you gotta come to him. That's what you're gonna have to do. It's not tomorrow, it's not next week, but trust me, The supply chain is not what you think it is. You go to your supermarket, you see things, you think everything's okay. The supply chain is not what y'all think it is. That's why he's investing in these companies, because he understands that eventually the supply chain is going to run out of what you like and I like. And if you want that feeling or taste of meat, you got to come to him and eat these genetically modified foods. And he's invested in the 4 biggest brands. You don't, as a billionaire, invest in a company you're not about to make no money in. So he's invested because he knows everything is created to shift and herd people to this. Right? We'll get there. We're moving slow. So one of the companies on this list is Beyond Meats. I just wanted to show you guys something. One of the companies is Beyond Meats. Now, I don't know, so y'all forgive me, if we as Israelites know how to read labels. If you don't know how to read labels, you're going to learn today. When you look at the label and you look at the ingredients, what you're supposed to understand is the thing that is first mentioned has the most weight, or is the highest, what's the word I want to use? It's the most in the product.
Right, the concentration, the amount.
The highest concentration. Thank you, Zah. So what, as you read labels, and I want you guys to read labels going forward if you didn't know this. You guys are reading labels. Whatever is number 1, number 2, number 3, that's the level of concentration in the product. That's how you read a label. So in Beyond Meat that Bill Gates has invested in, the highest concentration in these Beyond Burger patties is water. You have yellow pea protein. Now I'm explaining to y'all what that is so you guys can understand, because peas and legumes have a lot of fiber in it. So they get rid of the fiber and they concentrate. Legumes do have protein too, but protein is less. Legumes have more fiber than anything else, which is beans. Has more than that. They get rid of that and they focus in the lab. This is lab, separated, whatever, on the protein in the legume, which is the pea. They have avocado oil. Now, I was going back and forth with AI earlier, because Beyond Burger, before they used avocado oil, they were using canola oil, which is terrible. They had to get rid of it because people were catching on, and they switched over to avocado oil. So the top 3 concentration of ingredients in this thing is water, yellow pea protein, and avocado oil. And the next thing is natural flavors. What is that? Can somebody tell me what natural flavors is? I'm gonna tell y'all, nobody knows. Nobody knows. When you're having some regular beef from a cow, you know exactly what that is. But when you're having Beyond Meat, you don't know what natural flavors is. And it's number 4 at the top. It has the highest concentration in the food behind the other 3. And it's mystery. Nobody knows. So I did some research. I already know what to ask. So I asked AI. And basically what it says, it's none of our business. Right here. Why don't they have to tell us exactly what these natural flavors are? It says because the FDA regulations specifically permit manufacturers to declare qualifying flavor ingredients collectively as natural flavors, rather than naming every flavor constituent individually. Therefore, you generally cannot look at natural flavors on the package and determine the extract substances used. You don't know. That's what they're telling you. You don't know what that is. And they want to switch you from knowing what beef is to these Beyond Burgers that you don't know what's in it. That's what they're doing. And it's stuff they control. But we're so addicted to beef and chicken and turkey and whatever else that we eat that many of us are going to come here just for the taste, even though you don't know what this is, because it's not really meat at all. And they're going to control it. And they're going to control access to it. Okay. So we're about 5 feet down into the rabbit hole. Let's go about 10 feet down into the rabbit hole. There's more.
I have never consciously ever in my life eaten anything called Beyond, whatever the case may be. For brothers and sisters who are vegans, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I was a vegetarian. I was for a hot minute, right, priest? But I was a semi-vegetarian because Passover I had to eat the lamb. So brothers and sisters who claim to be vegans in the truth or so on and so forth, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey, real quick, before I give y'all slide 54, let me come back. I need audience participation. I want to make sure y'all are awake. Can y'all go into the y'all emojis and can y'all put that devil emoji in the chat? I need to see 10 devil emojis in the chat. If y'all scared, don't do it. I need to see 10 devil emojis in the chat. And trust me, after I show y'all what I'm going to show y'all, if you didn't put it, you're going to wish you did. I need 10 devil emojis in the chat, guys. This is crazy. What I'm going to show y'all is crazy. If anybody's not here today, y'all need to send them this video. This is crazy. Ain't nobody teaching this stuff in Israel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all getting this from LOI. Ain't nobody teaching this in Israel. I need to see 10. Okay, I got my 10. Can somebody look at this, please? Somebody, please help a brother out and come look at this. This is crazy. I'm going to come out for a second. Let's come back here real quick with slide 51. And then we're going to come back to slide 54. So you guys, remember I showed y'all a little while ago the 4 top companies that Bill Gates is investing his money in that is lab-grown meats. You guys see this company right here called Upside Foods? That's one of the companies that he invested in 2017. And in 2017, he invested $17 million into Upside Foods. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is Upside Foods? That's a great question. So let's come to their Wikipedia article first. And you guys can see what Upside Foods is, formerly known as Memphis Meats. It's a food technology. Brothers and sisters, food technology means it's not food. It's not food. It's not. It's not. Anyway, when you go under history, as you guys can see, our good friend Bill Gates, let's put an arrow there. We're going to build it while we fly. I had a good time putting this together. I was laughing while I was putting this together. Esau is the devil. I just had to laugh because what else could you do but laugh? Right? Can't do nothing else. We're in captivity. This is what we get for not keeping God's laws, right? So we have Upside Foods here, which is a food technology. It's not a food. It's a food technology. And one of the primary investors, right? Investment, Bill Gates. Let's go to the next slide. Brothers and sisters, I want y'all to listen to me. Listen to me good. I want y'all to look at what I have there in the words before she speaks. Upside Foods has an ingredient in there called telomerase. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Telomerase. Now you might be saying to yourself, what the hell is that? Look at what's above it. The same thing that's found in tumors. I'm giving that space to breathe. The same thing that's found in tumors. A tumor is not good. If you have a tumor, that's not good. That's unhealthy. That could kill you. The same thing that's found in tumors is also found in the lab-grown meat that Bill Gates is invested in for you to eat. Listen. And again, same thing. She's going to be showing y'all all the screenshots above. Y'all can go look it up yourself. Telomerase is found in tumors. And it's also found in the meat he wants you to consume. Stop playing. Stop playing. Okay, she's talking low. So let me turn the volume up. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Bill Gates is funding a new meat company that uses lab-created cells that never stop dividing. Kind of sounds like cancer. Well, because it is. Now, this is literally an infinite, eternal, biological creature of an engine that endlessly spits out animal tissue without needing a new creature. Where are we as humanity? Like, get this man out of the health sector. First of all, it actually holds the same biological DNA of aggressive cancer.
I want y'all to look above her in case you don't get it. Telomerase activation. In cancer, the tumor activates telomerase to keep its DNA young, allowing it to divide forever and forever throughout the body. This same thing that's in cancer is also in your lab meats. In lab meats, meaning telomerase is found in cancer, it's also found in your lab meats. The ones that he's Beyond Meat, right? Impossible Burger, Upside, that they're trying to get you to eat. That's why they're killing off the animals, but you still have a desire for meat flavor. You're going to go to these things, not realizing that they have these things in here. The same thing that's in cancer is in the meat. It's the same thing. In lab meats, scientists like those of Tufts or Upside Foods, Tufts is Tufts University, or Upside Foods, manually trigger telomerase or select for cells that have it active. This is a mechanical necessity. Without it, you could never grow enough meat. You could never grow enough meat to fill a single burger, as the cells would die too soon. So they're using the same technology that's in cancerous tumor cells in the lab meat that Bill Gates is growing in labs.
And tumors, and they're marketing it to us as regular meat. You know, can we do something? Can we?
It's being marketed to you as regular meat. Let's go back. This is right here. This is what this devil is doing.
All this to imitate the Most High's word. Why don't you just eat the meat, grow the animal? You're making cells to mimic growth of meat when you have the real deal right there.
Cancerous. Zab, you missed it.
Cancerous, yeah. How many of our brothers and sisters have family members who passed the cancer?
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't sue them. You can't do nothing. You know, Biden, side note, Biden did a presidential pardon on Fauci. There's nothing you could do to these people. And I'm pretty sure that Gates and the rest of them, they're going to get pardons and all type of stuff. So there's really, all we could do is pray and just gather ourselves together and do what we have to do. Because how you going to fight this, bro? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, all right. We're going to get to how you're going to fight. We're going to get to how we're going to fight it at the end of the class. Brothers and sisters, what is your carbon footprint? Do you guys know? If you don't know, you're going to know now. What is your carbon footprint? And why am I talking about it? We're down the rabbit hole already. That whole thing with the tumors, cancer cells in the lab meat, that was 10 feet. Now we're going 20 feet down into the rabbit hole. You have something called your carbon footprint, which they're trying to control. So one of the reasons why they're pushing for you to move away from actual animal products, if you're a person that eats meat, to the lab-grown meat, they're trying to minimize your carbon footprint. And 14% of your carbon footprint goes into what you eat: meat, dairy, processed foods, et cetera, et cetera. They're trying to reduce your carbon footprint. I ain't gonna go too deep into the slide right now, but that's what's happening. I'm showing you guys this for a reason, because I'm showing you guys this for a reason. Why am I showing you what your carbon footprint is? As we go from 20 feet down the rabbit hole to 25 feet. Let's go to Psalm 64, verses 5 through 6. Because they have secret councils. One of the secret councils they have is in the open. It's just that nobody pays attention to it. Not enough people pay attention to it. It's the World Economic Forum. Psalm 64, verses 5 through 6, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. So that's what this thing is. They're going to start tracking your carbon footprint. They want to know everything about you. How much travel you do, how much energy you use in your home, what you eat, et cetera, how much goods and services you buy. That's what this is all about. They're trying to figure out how can they know all that. So they commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Nobody will see me. Although we're going to say it openly, the same way God lets us know what he's doing openly. We're going to say these things openly. But most people are so distracted they're not even paying attention. Verse 6. They search out iniquities. They look deep into this stuff. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and their mind, their hearts, is deep. So I showed y'all this thing about the carbon footprint, but you may not understand why that's important. Well, because one of their secret councils, which is an open council, at the World Economic Forum, they openly tell you they want to track your carbon footprint. Listen, they're telling you this openly. They're not hiding it.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? Where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating?
You're not paying attention. We're developing technology to find out where you're traveling, how you're traveling, what you're eating. That's why this exists. That's why this chart exists. They want it. That's why they're killing off the animals, giving you the lab-grown meat. They want to control that, and they're going to control that through AI. That's what they're telling you. They're going to control it. The technology they're building is AI. They're going to track that, and they're going to control that. And those of us that's in the truth, they're going to lock us out of that. You're going to be locked out of that. Know that.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? Where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So individual carbon.
I missed that. What are they consuming on the platform? What are you guys hitting like on Facebook? What are you hitting like on Instagram? What are you watching on TikTok? What are you uploading on TikTok? Yeah, they're gonna know.
Hey, Priest, I read a post that said Mark Zuckerberg is saying something like in the future, every person is going to have an AI agent.
Oh yeah, we're getting there. Yep, absolutely.
If brothers could try to comprehend what that means, is every person, or I should say every presence that's online. So if you have some type of online account, you'll have an AI agent. And as you know, AI does everything for you. So if you have your own personal AI agent, that means all your data points is going to be ran through it. So that's another way for them to track you and know who you are, what you do, where you go, what you buy, everything, bank account, medical, financial, all that. And every person will have an AI agent. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. And wait till y'all guys see what we have coming up. Because when I tell y'all that people try to think they could live outside the matrix, you can't. You can't. This is Job chapter 24, verses 13 through 17. It says, they are of those that rebel against the light. It's wicked. That they know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof. The murderer riseth with the light, killeth the poor and needy, and in the night is as a thief. The eye also of the adulterer waiteth for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and disguiseth his face. In the dark they dig through houses. So that's why on the back of your dollar bill there's the owl. They hide that, right? Which they have marked for themselves in daytime, they know not the light. For the morning is to them even as the shadow of death. If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death. I want you guys to watch this about the World Economic Forum. We're going to continue with the video we saw before. Listen.
The World Economic.
And I want you guys to notice this guy's going to go to their website so you can see they're openly telling you, just like the Most High said, he declares the end from the beginning. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. I told you that earlier. It's the same thing. On their website, they're telling you what they're going to do. He's going to show you. Listen.
Forum published a paper using the you-know-whats back in 2020 as proof that ordinary people will accept sweeping restrictions on their daily behavior if the cause is framed as public emergency. The cause they had in mind wasn't a virus. What's up, guys? I'm Felix Chan, realtor with the Live Interstate Real Estate team, and we cover news Calgarians need to understand. The paper is called My Carbon, an approach for inclusive and sustainable cities. Now, it was published in 2022, but has resurfaced widely online again. Here's what it actually says. The WEF argues that roughly 40% of global carbon emissions comes from individual behavior, food, transport, home energy, and lifestyle choices. To address this, the paper proposes My Carbon initiatives, systems that would track personal carbon emissions using AI, blockchain, and smart device data, then provide individuals with advisories and nudges to make lower carbon choices.
So advisories and nudges, meaning that you have to log into these apps and it's going to push you to not use as much carbon. Take his suggestions. If you don't, you're going to have problems. That's the idea, right? This is where we're going.
Paper explicitly cites the you-know-what in 2020 as evidence that this kind of system is achievable. Direct quote from the document. 19 was the test of social responsibility. It points to masks, lockdowns, contact tracing apps, and mass vaccinations as examples of the core of individual social responsibility.
So that's what we told y'all before. The pandemic was to see and check compliance. And you were told that if you complied, you were responsible. If you didn't comply, you were not responsible. So they see how many people are going to be responsible, so-called, and how many people are not. That's what that was for. And it's for these plans that they have going forward. They want to know what percentage of the population will just be sheep and go along, and what percentage will not. That's the idea. That's what that whole thing was for. I don't want to spend too much time here because it is so much more.
The World Economic...
Brothers and sisters, do you guys know that there's something called an RNA resistant crop? RNA resistant crop. Now, a broken clock is wrong twice a day. So we have our brother Umar Johnson talking about RNA resistant crops. Let's listen to Umar talk about that real quick.
Bill Gates buying up all of the farmland. Yeah, that's because control the food. Not only control the food, it's deeper. These ninjas, white ninjas, have come up with a technology that is, I think they call it RNA resistant crop. Not GMO no more. GMO, it don't grow again. You feel me? You grow one time, it decimates the soil, it's dead. GMO is cancer for soil. Mm-hmm. This RNA resistant crop, you are able to engineer the seed to search and destroy a certain type of genetic composition. They can make a seed that will target Black people. So when you ingest the fruit and vegetable, it automatically goes to attack on your immune system. Damn. Imagine putting the AIDS virus in your food.
Mm-hmm. So, did y'all catch that? He said that they have RNA resistant crops and they can create a seed that when you eat a certain crop, it will attack you if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American. They can create that. Now, when I saw that, I said to myself, Umar's being hyperbolic. No way. No way. I get it. I know what he's saying. They're doing these things. And then I came across the white man and said the same thing. I came across a white man saying, yes, that's real. And he has academic credentials.
You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious.
Yeah, listen, I'm not the biggest Umar fan, but I found it suspicious. The white man is saying he's causing their own tongue to fall upon him. The white man is saying, yes, they have that. Listen.
And I'm the lab science director. I know a thing or two about food science. Now,
what they have invented, when I say they, I'm talking about the genetic engineers, not only have they found a way to put these genetically engineered traits into food crops, they've now found a way to cause food crops to grow RNA fragments that can be specifically targeted like bioweapons to interfere with the physiological processes of targeted species that might eat the food. Now, this technology is called RNA interference technology. It's relatively new compared to GMOs, relatively new. It's being touted now as a technology to eliminate the use of pesticides, because what they're saying is they can cause a corn crop to grow RNA fragments that will kill the insects that eat the corn without having to use pesticides like toxic chemicals that overload the insect nervous system and kill it from a nervous system breakdown and so on. This RNA interference technology is a pesticide technology, but it doesn't rely on pesticide chemicals. It relies on RNA fragments in the food. Now, what's disturbing about this is that this technology can be fine-tuned to target a specific race of humans who eat the food. I want you to follow me very carefully on this, because most people have never heard of this before. They've never heard of this technology. They don't know it can be targeted by race.
Y'all saw that. Y'all saw that. Y'all saw that.
You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious.
Food crops can be engineered right now based on existing technology to cause infertility in Black people alone. That technology is a reality. It's widely covered out there in the mainstream media. In the science media, RNA interference technology is widely covered. The government.
So yeah, I want some of y'all to study, and y'all to take it further than priesthood. RNA interference technology. Y'all take it further than I did. I gave y'all the blueprint. Y'all take it further than I did and bring it home.
Is at war with you. If you're Black and you're watching this, the government is at war with you, and they want you exterminated, and they control the science funding, which means there will never be money for any genetic science of the food supply to uncover this truth if it were there.
The Bible says the Most High will cause their tongue to fall upon themselves. The Most High put a spirit on this white man to tell you that's where the crops are going. That's why they're trying to destroy the crops so they can grow them. Bill Gates could be the #1 farmer in America, and then the crops that you grow is going to attack our people more than anybody else. It's not a conspiracy theory. They're telling you this. They're telling you this to your face.
You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious.
So we're going to go further down the rabbit hole. Since we're talking about the World Economic Forum, here's a video from the World Economic Forum, as you guys can see. 8 predictions for the world by 2030. So that's less than 4 years from now. It's about 3 years, and we're in August, so September, October, November, December. We're about 3 years and 4 months. So just like the Most High sent prophets to prophesy certain things, well, Esau has his own prophets and predictors that tell you what the world's going to be. They tell you. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to believe it, but they tell you what it's going to be. So here are 8 predictions for the world in 2023. And I'm going to stop it early because the first prediction is the main one I want to deal with. As we go further down the rabbit hole, listen. 8 predictions for the world in 2023. Right there. I don't need nothing else. 8 predictions for the world by 2023. The #1 prediction is you will own nothing. You. I'm talking about you that's listening to me. You. And me, Priest Daniela. You will own nothing. Say it again. You will own nothing I own my house. I know. I own my car. I know. You will own nothing and be happy. You're going to be happy about owning nothing. That's their prediction. That's in 3 years and 4 months. And maybe a little past that, but 3 years and 4 months. They're going to control and own everything. And everything that you think you own, you will not own. And you're going to be happy about it. Somebody's like, that could never happen. Okay. I just want y'all to know this is what Esau is doing. Same way the Bible prophesies what's going to happen, Esau is prophesying what's going to happen. They're telling you what they're doing. But most of us are not paying attention. Let's watch that one more time. So you will own nothing and be happy. Okay. We're 61 slides in. I'm going to stop sharing for 1 second. Stop sharing for 1 second. I want to see if y'all are awake. Yeah, I'm going to see if y'all are awake. I'm going to stop sharing for 1 second. Normally, the most I do is 3 hours. We're 3 hours in already. If y'all want 4 hours, y'all want more, I want you to see. I want to see 10 people put 4 hours in the chat. Put 4 hours in the chat. I'll keep teaching. I'll keep teaching. Put 4 hours in the chat. And I'll keep teaching. I just want to make sure y'all are awake. I just want to make sure you guys are awake now. Oh, praise to the Most High. I don't want y'all to fall asleep on me now. Okay. Some people are putting 5 hours in the chat. All praises. Okay. I just want to make sure that y'all are okay. All right. Seems like some of y'all are okay. Y'all are not all okay, but some of y'all are okay. So I've never delved into these waters before. I've never taught for 4 hours on the Sabbath. This is the first time. Hey guys, if you guys have not hit like on the video, we've been here for 3 hours. You got demons on you. I'm going to pray to the Most High to deliver you from the demons that's on you. You got serious spirits on you. If you've been here for 3 hours and I've been teaching y'all like this, and you haven't hit the like button yet, you haven't shared, you got spirits on you, I'm going to pray to the Most High, man, to remove those spirits off you. That's crazy. That's crazy. We're going to keep going. Because y'all say keep going. If you know somebody that needs this information, this class, send it to them. And you know what the funny part, guys, is? This is only part number 1. I got a part 2 for sure. This is only part 1. All right. I want to play this one more time. Real quick. I just wanted you guys to see that. 8 predictions for the world in 2030 by the World Economic Forum. You will own nothing. By the way, this devil right here, his name is Klaus Schwab. You will own nothing and be happy. I know you think you own your car. I know you think you own your house. And a bunch of other things you think you own. They're telling you, you really don't own anything. The way that we're going to create stuff, you don't own anything. Somebody's skeptical and thinking, I don't know what that means. I own mine. I'm going to help you. Don't worry. I'm going to help you. It's okay. We're living in a world that's going to be a world of subscriptions. You guys just saw what Umar told you, and you saw the scientists too. We live in a world of RNA-resistant seeds. Normally, when you were a farmer and you planted your crops, right? The crops would grow every year because the seeds would just regenerate themselves. They're what you call heirloom seeds. they would regenerate themselves. You didn't have to buy them every year. What Esau is doing, as you guys saw in the video, they're getting rid of heirloom seeds. And they're moving in a direction of seeds that cannot regenerate after one generation. So every year as a farmer, you're going to have to go and buy new seeds to plant your crops. That's the same as having a subscription. You don't own your plants or your crops no more. You own a farmland. You have these plants that grow, and you have the sack. Like if you have a banana tree, you have the sack that grows with the seeds. You just, you know what I'm saying, it regenerates itself. No more. They're getting rid of that. Now, they have created an RNA-resistant seed, as you guys seeing, where every year you have to go and you have to buy the seeds to grow your crops as a farmer. That's what they're doing. Welcome to the world of subscriptions. That's hour number 4. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Whether you understand it or not, that's where the technology is going. This is Psalms 36, verse 1. It says, the transgression of the wicked saith within my heart, that there is no fear of God before his eyes, for he flattereth himself in his own eyes, until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit, and he hath left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. They sit down and they think about these things. How can we keep making money after we make money? By not making sure that there's no such thing as a seed that can regrow. No, they got to keep coming back to us. They have a subscription to seeds every year, just like you have Microsoft Office, whatever it is. Every year you have to renew your subscription. You have to do that with the seeds. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. Now this guy has kind of an accent, but if you guys are paying attention, this is what he's saying.
Have you ever thought why the richest people like Bill Gates suddenly started buying huge amounts of land? While we chase virtual assets, the elite takes the foundation of...
Most of us are chasing virtual assets like cryptocurrency, so forth and so on. The elites are taking control of the seas, the soil, and everything else. That's what he's saying, and he's right. I'm not saying don't invest in cryptocurrency, but what he's saying is right.
Virtual assets, the elite takes the foundation of our life. And it is not about love for farming. It seems we're coming to an era where even a simple breakfast becomes a subscription. In the past, the farmer owned land and his seeds. He would plant them, collect the harvest, and save some for the next year. It was autonomy. Today, corporations turn food into a service. Most of the world's harvest is now grown from patented seeds. By the law, the farmer must buy them again every year. Basically, he pays a yearly subscription fee to use the biological code of the planet. It seems, why should we care? We buy food in the store as usual. However,
you guys catch that? He pays a yearly subscription fee to the planet to have access to the biological thing that the Most High created from the beginning. You have to pay a yearly subscription fee by getting rid of heirloom seeds. That's what he's saying. That's right.
Every year. Basically, he pays a yearly subscription fee to use the biological code of the planet. It seems, why should we care? We buy food in the store as usual. However, then an independent farmer disappears, our choice disappears too. Food turns into a software product and the price is dictated by the patent owner. This is the final stage of control. If a corporation owns the soil and the seeds, it owns our survival. In a world where everything is for rent, food becomes the last level of control. We believe that in 10 years we will still have a chance for our own garden without paying a commission to a corporation.
So if the corporation owns the soil and access to the things that grow from the soil, and you're an Israelite, you claim you're an Israelite, keep the commandments, whatever like that, they're going to block you from access to that. That's what the Bible is talking about, Revelation 13. If you don't take this Neuralink, these chips that they want to implant in your body, in your hand, in your forehead, so forth, if you don't do these things, if you don't follow along with AI and all stuff like that, you're not going to have access to the system. That's what it's telling you. That's what it's telling you. And we're taking this light. This is where it's going.
Have you ever...
Listen, this is Psalms 140. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart and their mind continually and are gathered together for war. You guys think the war is with guns and swords, whatever to come. No, they do it through means like this, through the food. That's what they do.
Slowly getting rid of all seeds in fruits and vegetables. And honestly, it's brilliant, because once every apple, grape, watermelon, and tomato is seedless, guess who controls life itself? No more planting your own food. No more saving seeds for next season. Everything you eat, everything that grows, will come from our labs. And when the last natural seed is gone, that's when it gets fun. We can make them rare, expensive, maybe even licensed. Only billionaires that will have gardens, and everyone else will have to subscribe to eat. Sounds insane, right?
You have to subscribe to eat. I don't think. Anyway.
No, that's crazy. You got to have a subscription to eat.
Jesus Christ. People are not. Let's keep going, because it gets worse. I don't think y'all probably thinking this is bad. It gets worse.
Be happening. Seedless isn't convenience. It's containment. Every time you pick up a seedless fruit, you're holding a future that can't reproduce. So yeah, expect more seedless, everything. Because the easiest way to control the world is to stop it from growing. So remember to stay safe out there.
And that's what we saw earlier with the Native Americans when they killed off the buffalo. The bison, that's what they did. And they're reintroducing this on steroids. Just want y'all to know that.
Slowly.
Let's continue. The John Deere dilemma and lost crops. How many of you guys know about this? Probably very few of you guys know about this. You didn't hear about it because we're distracted. You guys see the farmers there, right? So John Deere created these new tractors. As farmers were, their old tractors were going down, they would buy new tractors from John Deere. John Deere was a beta test. What am I talking about? Normally, as a farmer, if your tractor went down, just like those of us that own cars or trucks, whatever like that, you can go to your local mechanic, somebody that knows about cars and knows about whatever. You go to your local mechanic and have them fix your car. You could buy the parts cheap from AutoZone or Napa Auto Parts or wherever you're going to buy it from, and buy the parts cheap, whatever, online, and have your local mechanic, your friend, fix the car. It was the same with tractors. Well, they got rid of that with tractors. As the new tractors came out, no longer could you go to your local mechanic, or if you were somebody that understood about the mechanics of tractors, you could fix it yourself. No. You had to have a subscription. You could not fix your tractor yourself. You could not go to your local mechanic to fix your tractor at all. You had to go to John Deere only, because John Deere installed quietly software on these tractors that the local mechanic couldn't bypass and you couldn't bypass. So you couldn't fix nothing. You had to go through the dealer. That was the idea. That's what you guys see in the video. Thousands of dollars are at stake. You can't reap your harvest or nothing like that because you don't have the software. And sometimes you will be sitting waiting for a John Deere auto person to come to your farm for 4 months, which means your crops are gone. I want you guys to understand where we're going.
This is the culprit.
Let's listen to the video.
This is the culprit. It was just randomly shutting down. First thing we did was change the fuel filters in it, and it didn't really resolve the problem.
So he understood how to fix the tractors himself. I want y'all to pay attention. He understood how to fix it himself without the subscription, without the dealer. And he fixed it. It didn't work. They did that on purpose. Y'all pay attention.
This is the culprit. It was just randomly shutting down. First thing we did was change the fuel filters in it, and it didn't really resolve the problem. So I was stymied at that point.
That's the only thing that you basically have the ability to do without the John Deere software.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
You have to have the software. You have to have a subscription. No more doing it yourself. No more going to your homeboy that's a mechanic. No more.
When a modern John Deere tractor malfunctions, you can't diagnose the problem without John Deere's software. But John Deere won't let farmers or independent mechanics use it. Only an authorized dealership.
And I said, all right, well, send your tech out. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
And he said, well, but we're pretty busy. We might be able to do it a little faster if you brought it into our shop.
And that faster ended up being
a month.
In farming, time is of the essence.
We have windows of opportunity where we can get our crop planted at the right time. Too early, you might damage the crop. Too late, you might damage the crop. And then on top of that, you've got Mother Nature.
If Walter didn't bale his hay quickly, he stood to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So this started with John Deere. John Deere created the tractors. You only could go to the dealership and nobody else. They put technology and software to lock it where you couldn't fix it yourself. Your local mechanic couldn't fix it yourself. You had to have a subscription with the dealership to fix your thing. It doesn't matter whether it's a month, 2 months, 4 months, whatever, you were shut down. That's what it is, which is going to cause a lot of local farmers to go out of business. And then you got to go to Bill Gates and people like that. This is happening on purpose. I want y'all to pay attention. Go to the next one.
This is the culprit.
Listen.
John Deere's tractor is kind of the genesis of this. They started putting in their terms of service contracts saying that once you buy their tractor, you can only get it serviced by one of their authorized dealers. And that means that at haying season, all these tractors blitzed out, 1 year make and model, all blitzed out, and nobody could cut their hay. And, you know, farmers have a suicide rate 3.5 times higher than the general population.
I didn't know that. Farmers have a suicide rate 3 to 4 times the general population. I never knew that till.
I never knew that either. Wow.
Yeah.
But you know what, Priest? This could be reversed. This could be stopped by the government, but that's showing you that they are in collusion with them. Because all the government got to do is pass a law stating that all these corporations, if you want to operate within the United States, you have to reverse that and let people be autonomous and be able to fix it. But that's not going to happen because they are in collusion with them. So,
well, to be honest, actually, after this went down, the Congress did pass something, or there was something that was passed that stopped John Deere from doing what they were doing, but the damage was already done. That's the idea. But yeah, that did happen. But what I want you guys to take away from what I'm showing you is that it started with the tractors. So we're about 75 feet down into the rabbit hole. We're going to go further because it's not just the tractors. That's where it started. That was the beta test. That's it. That was the beta test.
And, you know, farmers have a suicide rate 3.5 times higher than the general population. One of the highest things they cite is their debt leverage. Imagine having a $600,000 piece of yard art and you can't open it up to fix, you know, to flip a
$600,000 tractor that she called a yard art, and you are not allowed to open it up to fix it because the software locks you out. You can't fix it.
$1 piece of yard art, and you can't open it up to fix, you know, to flip a switch without voiding the whole warranty. So, you know, people lost their hay.
So if you open up your tractor and try to fix it, you deplete the warranty. I want y'all to pay attention to that. If you open the tractor up and try to fix the thing yourself, the warranty is voided. I want y'all to put a pin in that. Listen.
They lost their feed for their cattle, price of beef goes, all these ancillary things come out of that, right? And what we're saying with right to repair is that we have the right to fix our own shit. We're not just consumers. We are stewards. We don't want this black box that we have no agency in. Now, I ran on right to repair, and these are things that are non-political, non-partisan.
I don't want to go too far into that, but there was a whole argument about the right to repair. As a farmer that knows how to fix your tractor, or you have somebody that does, you should have a right to repair it without John Deere locking you out, because you wind up losing hundreds of thousands of dollars because you can't fix it. You have to wait for a mechanic, and it could take anywhere from a month to 4 months for somebody to come to your farm and fix the damn thing.
John,
now,
the Orange Man touched on that because somebody asked him about that from the big 4 automakers. Oh, you have that already, Priest? Okay,
coming there. So the reason why I went through that is I want you guys to understand that has now trickled down to cars. Remember what we just saw? The World Economic Forum says you will own nothing and you will be happy. So we saw the tractor owners really don't own the tractors. Your tractor that costs you $600,000 can be called yard art. It will sit down out there, unable to be fixed because you don't have access to the software. You don't have access to whatever, the dealership, whatever. They don't have no time for you. It could be sitting out there for a month to 4 months. You don't own it. You can't do nothing with it. When you owned your car, you could go outside and pop the hood. We all can do that right now with the cars we have. Pop the hood, go out there, fix it, take it to your local mechanic, and be back on the road tomorrow. No, the newer cars don't work like that. This is where we're going. It started with the tractors, but now it's on the cars.
So
Cars
funny.
are subscription based now too. Okay, Zah.
Now it's funny. I did the same class Thursday. My class was entitled "Everything Will Change," and pretty much we were saying the same thing, but it's almost like yours is on steroids. It just ratcheted up what I was saying the same thing, but you took it to another level, dealing with farm and you know what I mean? Because I brought out in Sirach 29:15, I think, the book of Sirach, chapter 29. I want to say either verse 15 or 21, right? It says the basic things in life is water, bread, clothing, and a roof over your head to shelter. Those are the things that the Lord consider basics, necessities in life: food, clothing, shelter, to paraphrase, right? If they control the food, as the priest just showed you with the bioengineering and the seeds that don't replenish and the getting rid of heirloom seeds, they control the food. We're not even going to touch on the water. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. I don't even know if you touched on the water situation, priest. They trade in water on the stock market right now. But anyway, food and then clothing, right? And in clothing, you could add to clothing transportation, right? And shelter, housing, 15-minute cities. All these things is all bubbled up into one thing. Those are necessities of life that man needs. When I say man, I'm talking man, woman, child, right? You need these things to survive. And if the enemy controls them, then we in for a rough time. So yeah, my class was saying the same thing, but priest, you taking it on a higher level, man. All praise to the Most High. Keep going.
Come on. So features that you're used to in your car in newer models like autopilot is going to be a subscription every month. If you have heated seats, some of you guys like heated seats, your car has heated seats. The newer cars there's gonna be a subscription for that. The remote start, like you might want to start your car to get the AC going if you live someplace hot, or if you live someplace cold, you start your car to get the engine running, to get the heat going. You got to pay for that now. Going in the future, you're not going to own it. In other words, even if you pay full price for your car off the lot, you don't own it because you're paying a subscription. If you don't pay it, they will shut these features off. You don't own it. Things that you owned in your older cars, you will not own in your newer cars. That's where we're going. Safety features are going to be locked off in your car if you don't. So you're going to pay a subscription for each of these features, every feature. Also, as you guys saw with the John Deere tractors, the same thing is going to be true for your automobiles. You're not going to be allowed to work on your automobiles. You have your mechanic right now that you go to. As we go forward to the cars from 2027 on up, into 2030, so forth and so on, you get newer cars, you're not going to be allowed to work on your cars anymore. When I say you, meaning you personally or your mechanic, your homeboy or your mechanic, whatever you take it to, no, you have to go to the dealer. And the dealer is going to charge you $200 an hour, $200 an hour, and no, they're not going to work fast. They're going to take their time. Somebody's like, I don't believe that. If I have it here, you know I'm going to show you, right? You know I'm going to show you, right? They're going to get rid of AutoZone, Napa Auto Parts, all these places that you guys go to buy your parts. No, you're going to be going to the dealer. And your dealer is going to charge you an arm and a leg for every piece, every part. And they're going to charge you $200 an hour. I'm going to show you. When they said you're not going to own nothing, they meant that. And it's being encoded in laws. That's what the Bible says in the book of Psalms. They frame mischief by law. They mean that. They mean it. But somebody doesn't believe. Like, yeah, totally, you can work on your car, right? The older cars you can. So here's a fella that bought a new Toyota. You guys know, like when you get a new subscription to something, you get a free trial. Well, with the new cars, you're gonna get a free trial. Don't get it twisted. You buy the new car off the lot, you're gonna get a free trial for all the things the car has that you think you brought. But after 1 year, all the features in your car are gonna be locked off. You have to pay a subscription for all of them individually. Listen, because somebody don't believe me. Somebody thinks I'm making it up. Listen.
Hey, subscribe to this dude too.
$600 a year to keep all of our functions on our 2025 Camry after we've owned it for a year. Let's go ahead and dive into what it is. Well, everything's a subscription nowadays, so it shouldn't be too surprising that cars are now wanting a subscription as well. And after a year, Toyota expires some of the vehicle functions. So what are those functions? Well, probably the biggest thing that expires after a year is remote start via the Toyota app. So you used to be able to, from anywhere, open the app and remote start your vehicle to get it cooled down. That's no longer a thing after a year. You also lose the digital key functionality, so you have to take your keys everywhere with you. You can no longer use your watch or your phone. Another big thing that expired is our navigation. Despite us buying the high-end XS e-tron level with the big screen, when we tab to the navigation menu, guess what? It's now expired, and if I hit get started, all it wants to do is sell me this subscription. So how much is the subscription? Well, $15 a month is the entry-level price if you want the app functionality with things like navigation, which I feel like we already paid for. Now, if you want additional things like Apple Music to be able to function inside the car natively, that's $25 a month. And then if you want Wi-Fi on top of that, that's an additional $25 a month. So yes, you can spend $50 a month on this Camry in subscriptions, $600 a year.
This is now currently on a Toyota Camry that's sitting at around $40,000. And to get everything out of it, you need to pay an extra $600 a year. This is still not something fancy like you bought a Mercedes or a BMW, Audi, something like that. This is still just a Toyota at the end of the day. So every car manufacturer is rolling this kind of stuff out to still squeeze out a little bit more money from you at the end of the day. Cars selling subscriptions to unlock features they already put into the car should be illegal. I agree. That's ridiculous. Charging for a remote start in 2025 is diabolical. Toyota's lost their minds.
So I want y'all to understand that that's where we're going. When they said you will own nothing, they meant it. Listen.
Soon, your car might not even be your car anymore. Automakers want to turn this thing you drive every day into a moving subscription. Cruise control, emergency brakes, heated seats, things already in your car, now all blocked by a paywall. And although this started with luxury makers, we're anticipating it to spread across the entire auto industry as corporations are rushing to tap into what's estimated to become a $200 billion market. What this really means is that car companies are finding new ways to keep people in perpetual debt. It's already incredibly hard to afford a car in the first place. It costs around $47,000 for a new one, and people spend on average over $700 a month to pay it off. We already underestimate how much we pay in monthly subscriptions. So this could become another burden on top of what's already the third largest form of debt in America.
You will own nothing and be happy. Let's continue. Your hood is going to be sealed in the future. The further we go with cars, your hood will be sealed. It'll be closed. Look.
You can't open the hood on this Mercedes. No, genuinely, there is no way to pop the hood on this new EQE. There's no latch to pull. There's no special buttons. This is sealed closed, at least to the user. You have to bring this car to the dealer if you want to pop the hood. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what about like the stuff they need to service? The car is all electric, so there's no oil to check. So really the only thing
you can't pop the hood on that car at all. I ain't gonna play the whole video. You can't pop the hood. You got to go to the dealer. You have to have a subscription. That's what it is. You will own nothing. You think you bought the car. You own nothing, and you'll be happy. So the next one. Listen, if you are able to open the hood, there's another problem. There's a black box over your motor. You can't fix it. Listen.
Now Mercedes is putting out a car. It's got a black box hood, which means you can't open it. Which, if you do open it and you force it open, could void your warranty, could break your car, meaning it won't run anymore. If you need to touch the car, or if somebody needs to touch the car to fix something, it has to be Mercedes. They purposely made it that way. Only their technicians are allowed to service the car. Nobody else can service the car. You have to have the software, the computer system to plug in.
Same as the tractors. That's what I told you. That's what it started with the tractors. You have to have the software and the system to get in there. If you try to go in there and fix it yourself, you could break the whole car, but it don't work. You got to go to the dealer. The dealer's charging you $200 an hour, where your homeboy at your local mechanic shop might charge you $200 for the job,
right?
The whole job. but the dealers charge you $200 an hour. And I'm not even going into this class. I'm gonna let you come right now, Zab. I'm not even going in this class that deep, where certain state legislators in certain states are passing laws to basically get rid of older cars to force you into these newer cars. Because somebody's saying, because I know somebody's saying, well, I'll just keep an older car. No, they're passing laws. The Esau is the devil. They're passing laws, and they have that already planned out. You're not going to be able to have these older cars. They're forcing people into these newer cars where you got to go to the dealership. You're going to be under surveillance, the whole thing. Go ahead, Zab, and we're going to continue.
Right. And that's exactly what I was saying, because most people say, yeah, I'll just get an older car. And that might work temporarily depending on what state you're in. But like the priest said, yeah, they're passing legislation. In addition to that, I don't know if priest got this in a slide, but the fuel that we're using it's a higher rated ethanol fuel. I don't know if you touch on that, priest.
Not in this class, but it's E15. I know.
Right. And that fuel is corrosive and destroying the older cars. Yep. So it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Now, my whole point, I wanted to say this real quick. You know who's going to be affected more so than us? Obviously us, right? Because, we're children of the Most High. We got our eyes open and we're watching like what Yahushua tell us to do, right? So we are seeing it and we're trying to prepare ourselves for it. You know who's going to get it bad? Those of our people who live in that spend that lifestyle. They want the newest this, the newest that. And when they go out there and try to get the newest this, the newest that, and they get hit with the subscription, they're going to be the ones to feel it the most, because it's almost like keeping up with the Joneses. They got to have the newest thing. We as God-fearing, commandment-keeping Israelites, if somebody was to say, hey, Zab, here's a 2010 car, here's a 2015 car, I'll be like, hey, brother, the water. Hey, sister, the water. Or if I'm giving hey, brother, I got a 2010 or a 2014 car. I just got a 2018. Do you want this? I know most of us would be like, yes, the water, and they can maintain it. A lot of us still have a network of mechanics for now. But the ones who are chasing that, spend that lifestyle, they're going to be like, nah, you a brokey. I'm not rocking that, bro. I need the 2027. I need the 2026. And they're going to fall right into the trap. Right into the trap. I just wanted to bring that out, priest.
All praise to the Most High. Let's watch this video real quick.
The 2000, and if you try to remove that plastic, you are met with a financial nightmare. Tamper-proof screws, digital padlocks, and components that are legally sealed shut. We are witnessing the death of the driveway mechanic, but this is not an accident. It is a coordinated war on your wallet. Manufacturers want to turn every car owner into a lifelong tenant. They have sealed the hood, they have locked the software, and now they are charging you $200 an hour just for the privilege of fixing your own property.
So you guys understand, because I ain't gonna play the video's long. So we saw there's a subscription to food, and we see that they're moving towards a subscription to cars. Like you have to, it's terrible. I know. Let's go further. There was an infrastructure bill that was passed in 2021 that most of us don't know about under the Biden administration. And the bill that was passed made it mandatory that there's something called a kill switch that should be in all car models from 2027 going forward. 2027 going forward. Now, I want you guys to look at examples. I'm going to play videos for you, right? The kill switch will be activated because most cars are going to run off of AI. The new cars have cameras everywhere. And the cameras and the AI are watching you. Even though you're not watching it, it's watching you. So in the first example, this guy is driving and he took a second and a half to look in his side mirror, and this kill switch activated because AI saw he took his eyes off the road, the main road. Of course, if you want to switch lanes, everybody, right? Where are you supposed to look? You're supposed to look in your side mirror. But AI is the judge and jury. If you take your eyes off the road, it could decide to activate the kill switch and shut your car down, and you're going to be stuck. This is not conspiracy. This is real. This is in the infrastructure bill. I'm going to show y'all. This is real. This sister adjusted the radio and her kill switch activated. This guy just yawned and covered his mouth for a minute so AI couldn't read his eyes and the kill switch activated. This sister looked at her phone mount. You know, we all have this in our cars, right? You have the little phone mount. You're not using the console because you don't want to pay this subscription for the console where you're using the maps for that. So you have it in your phone. Well, you took your eyes off the road, so AI decided to kill your car. And guess what? Sometimes AI will kill your car in the middle of the highway, which is a danger, and somebody could come and hit you and kill you. Sometimes AI will pull your car to the side of the road, so forth and so on. There's a lot of things that's wrong with this. But I don't want to show y'all the image. I want to show y'all real stuff. Listen.
Legislation that recently passed that allows big companies and the government to spy on you in your car. Your car, well, it was your car. It's now their car, apparently. While you're in it. Will you describe what this is, the technology, the legislation, and your position on it?
It also included some new mandates. And one of the mandates that's impractical, Orwellian, and needs to go away is this mandate for every automobile made in 2027. Like, we're just a few months away from this. To be able to shut itself off, every car has to be able to judge your driving and shut down if it thinks you're impaired.
So the car can judge you, it can override you as a human and shut itself off.
And this isn't like the thing that, you know, if you've been convicted of a DUI that you have to blow into to prove that you're not, inebriated. This will judge your driving. I've been fighting this ever since. I've been fighting this for years. I had a woman who testified that there are about 1 billion car trips a day. If the success rate of this technology is 99.9%, that means there's going to be 1 million cars that won't start on any given day. And I pointed out to her, well, it's not the car not starting, because the technology actually stops you mid-trip. So the car's going to, I guess it's going to pull you over, and on the highway, you could be a mom with kids because you swerved a deer and then you got in the breakdown lane because an ambulance went by.
So you guys caught that? This happened to me about a month ago. I was driving to work, and there was literally a deer in the middle of the highway. I had to swerve it. It was just, y'all know how deer do. They just will stand there and kill me. It's not moving, just kill me. So you have to swerve out the way of the deer. If you have these newer cars that AI sees that, it will pull you over the side of the road and kill the car and say you can't drive. Something's wrong with you. You can't drive. I want y'all to understand. I don't think we understand. Listen.
You could be a mom with kids because you swerved a deer and then you got in the breakdown lane because an ambulance went by. How does the car know? By the way, it's going to have to know what road you're on. The technology they're proposing will watch your face. It'll look for your gaze. It'll look at your pupils. It'll look at your posture.
So you guys, that's where the picture came from. You look at your side mirror, it can decide that you're not watching the road. It shuts you down. That's real. I want you guys to look at this video right here. This is a woman that went to Europe, and she rented a car in Europe, and the car had AI technology. So she's giving her testimony about what happened with the AI, because somebody thinks this is not real. This is real.
And I wanted to comment on it because I have a personal experience with it. It's not something that's happening in the future. It's something that's happening now. I rented a car in Europe, and as the woman handed me the car keys, she said, "This is a brand new car." And she was like super excited about it. She was like, "It's 2026. It's a brand new car." And I was like, awesome. No one's had a chance to like fart or smoke in it. This will be great. And I'd driven it for a day or two, and I was getting on a highway. It was a 6-lane highway. And all of a sudden, the gas stopped working. And I'm pressing on the gas. I can't get the car to go. So the car is dinging. It's making all this noise, and I can't figure out what's going on. And I look at the dashboard, and in English, it says, "Sit up straight. We can't find your eyes."
I told y'all.
Why do you need to see my eyes? That was my first thought. And I'm short, so I sit low in the seat. And I guess, I don't know, maybe I'd been driving a while and I'd kind of slouch down more instead of sitting upright. And when I sat upright, the gas would work once again. And so I pressed the gas, but I was slowing down enough that it was going to cause a traffic hazard. And the thing is, they knew I wasn't a...
So I want y'all to understand what she's saying. I want y'all to really understand what she's saying. If you're taking a long trip, let's say you're driving from Detroit or Colorado to New York, You're not gonna be sitting up straight the whole time for AI to see your eyes. You're gonna slouch. You're gonna sit however comfortable you're sitting because it's a long behind ride. Well, AI says no. If I can't see your eyes, I'll slow down. And she's saying it slowed down in the middle of the highway, which caused basically something that was dangerous, where cars behind her could have came and rammed her off the road or hit her in the back, whatever like that. Something could have happened because AI shut her down. It didn't care. It didn't try to figure out the situation. It just shut her down. That's where we're going. That's where the technology is going. Let's go to the next one. I ain't gonna play the whole video. Here's another guy. This guy looked at his console, I believe it is, and AI activated the kill switch. And I'm glad because he took his cell phone out and he actually recorded it. So you're actually gonna see, in case somebody thinks this is not real, he pulled his cell phone out. And you guys are gonna see he recorded AI hitting the kill switch and trying to take him off the highway, drive him off the highway, overriding him. Look.
So I'm doing 70 down I-5 heading to Los Angeles. Hands on the wheel, eyes on the road, minding my own damn business. My BMW lights up, yellow steering wheel, ding, driver distracted. I look over to check my mirrors, ding again, now the steering wheel is red. Then, I swear to God, I'm not making this up. The dashboard says inability to drive detected and it starts initiating an emergency stop. My car was about to pull itself over on the freeway at 70 miles an hour. As I glanced at my side mirror. Welcome to 2026, folks.
Did you guys catch that? He glanced at his side mirror. Like if you want to change lanes, whatever. He glanced at his side mirror and AI hit the kill switch. That's what it did. You guys see that? I glanced at my side mirror.
Here. Welcome to 2026, folks. This is what they sold you as the Safety Now. I love this car. I leased my previous one. That ran out. I leased this one in January. It practically drives itself. Lane assist, adaptive cruise, the whole 9 yards. It's beautiful. It's also a snitch because while I'm driving, it's watching me. It's watching my eyes. It's watching my posture. It's watching whether my hands are on the wheel. And it decides, not me, that I'm not driving good enough. It takes over. It pulls me over. It shuts me down.
So now, what I want you guys to think about, I think I'll play the whole video right now because this is a lot, and I think you guys get the idea. Imagine this type of technology in every aspect of your life. You're going to a bank for a loan or whatever. AI being your judge, jury, and executioner and able to shut you down in every aspect of life. That's where we're going. That's what Esau is creating.
Now you add that to you YNs out here, because this is coming within the next 2 to 3 years, if that, right? You add to you YNs out there, driving around, you love blowing down trees, you love driving intoxicated. How's that going to work? How's that going to work? They got AI on the dash, right? And the camera and the rear view everywhere. And you're driving. It could listen to the type of music you play, right? What you're scrolling on. So it just knows who you are and it just profiles you. And I'm pretty sure y'all know whoever programmed, because all AI is, it's a program, right? It's a computer, right? So the biases that the programmer has will be inputted into AI. You see what I'm saying? So all the things that you're listening and acting and doing, next thing you know, your insurance bill done doubled or tripled. Why? Because you listen to certain music, right, Priest? Or you do?
We're about to get there. We're about to get there.
Go ahead.
We're about to get there. Glad you said the insurance, because we're about to get there. And we're here now. Why is it important, or why is it so detrimental that AI is watching everything you're doing? Like Zahab said, he just said about the insurance. Brothers and sisters, this is real stuff. General Motors sold your data to insurance companies without your permission. It's already happened. So AI is going to put this on steroids. The people that bought General Motors vehicles in the past that had OnStar, y'all remember OnStar? You thought OnStar was great. It was navigation system. It was this, it was that, it was doing all those things. No, OnStar was a data collection system that was collecting your data, everything about you, and selling it to your insurance company. So when you're going to your insurance company looking to lower your premium and you can't figure out why, it's because OnStar was reporting on you. And that's why the insurance company was like, Next year, you're gonna pay more. You're like, why? I didn't have an accident. I didn't have nothing. Yeah, OnStar was reporting about you. You was driving over the speed limit. Let me let this guy's a lawyer, so don't listen to me. I ain't got no credentials. Let me let him tell you, because maybe y'all think I'm a conspiracy theorist. Listen,
I'm an attorney, but not your attorney. But you should notice the Federal Trade Commission banned General Motors from selling drivers' location information for 5 years. General Motors owns brands like GMC, Cadillac, Chevrolet, and Buick, and those brands combined produce over 6.1 million vehicles each year. According to the FCC's complaint, GM collected precise geolocation data and detailed driving behavior information from millions of vehicles every 3 seconds through OnStar's now discontinued Smart Driver feature, which was marketed as a driving habits self-assessment as opposed to a data collection mechanism. This information was then sold by GM to consumer reporting agencies, which sold that information to insurance companies, directly impacting consumers by making insurance companies charge them higher premium rates based on the information that was initially collected by GM without consent.
Yeah, and this is the same thing in the cars. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? This AI is gonna do the same thing. It's gonna do the same thing. It's the same thing. As this video says the same thing. I'm gonna skip it.
Manufacturer, then
I'm gonna skip it. Let's go to Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. We want to understand why all this is happening as we bring it to a close, because we've been together almost 4 hours. Revelation 12, verse 12, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants or inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time." So the devil knows he has but a short time. Let's go to Matthew 24, verse 20 through 22. It says, "But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days," what days? What days? What are those days? The tribulation, Jacob's trouble. "Except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake," those of us that's doing the work, that's trying to keep the commandments, that's repenting, "for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened." Because if the Most High allows Esau to have a fullness of days, he will destroy us. We're seeing it. We're seeing what they're doing. They will destroy us. So the Most High has to make the days shortened. So because Esau knows his days are shortened, that's why Revelation 12:12 says they know they have but a short time, so they're going to come down with great wrath. That's what they're doing. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble." I gave y'all a little bit of preview of what that is for the last 3 hours. "There should be a time of trouble such as never was since was a nation ever to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered." So when these things come down, and these things are really coming down because of us, they're going to happen to everybody of all nations, all races, but it's because of us, because Esau knows his time is short, because Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. They know that. So they're going to bring that trouble to try to subvert prophecy. "And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book." Verse 2, "And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, and some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt." Let's look at Matthew 24, verse 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be." So Daniel 12 and Matthew 24 is saying the same thing. I want to end it right here. And this goes to what Elder Zahab said earlier in the class, I think at the beginning, about praying. Let's go to Revelation chapter 5, verses 6 through 8. It says, "And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb, as it had been slain, which is Yahweh Shai, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth in all the earth. And he," talking about this lamb that was slain, "came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne." So this proves that Yahweh Shai and the Most High are not the same. There's no Trinity. There's no oneness. This lamb came and took the book out of the hand of him that sat upon the throne, which is Yahweh. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints. So what I want you guys to understand is that there's a Revelation is written in symbolism, allegory, so forth and so on. So the golden vials and the odors are just metaphorically the prayers of the saints. That's it. That's what it means. And we're going into why prayer is so important, what Zahab spoke about. So we're going to jump from Revelation chapter 5 to Revelation chapter 8. We're going to pick it up from verse number 1. It says, "And when he had opened the 7th seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of an hour. And I saw the 7 angels which stood before God, Yahweh. And to them were given 7 trumpets." We went over this earlier. What are trumpets? Trumpets are what you sound before trouble comes. So this is metaphoric. Trouble is about to come for these nations for what they're doing. All that we just went through for the last 2.5 hours that they're trying to do, this whole AI system that they're bringing in, which is for everybody, but really is going to affect us. Most High is going to trouble them for that. And this is what we go out there and we tell them. We teach our repentance to our people. That's our primary goal. Like I always tell people, our primary goal is to teach repentance to our people. But make no mistake about it, the Most High also tells us to go out there and set our face against these other nations too. And to sound the trumpet. God is going to judge y'all for what y'all doing. Verse 2 again in Revelation 8. It says, "And I saw the 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And," verse 3, "another angel came and stood at the altar with a golden censer. And there was given unto him much incense, that should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar, which was before the throne." So this golden censer is metaphoric, it's allegory, and it represents our prayers. Let's go real quick on the right-hand side, Psalms 141, verse 1 and 2. It says, "Lord, I cry unto thee, make haste unto me, give ear unto my voice. When I cry unto thee, let my prayers be set forth before thee as incense." So it's the same thing in Psalms 141 and 2 that's being spoken about in Revelation chapter 8 and verse 3. The prayers as incense is just a metaphor. So our prayers are being poured out before the Most High by these angels. Verse 4. "And the smoke of the incense," which is our prayers, "which came with the prayers of the saints, ascended up before God, Yahweh, out of the angel's hand." So the Most High begins to hear our prayers. Go back and read the book of Judges. Salakia, go back and read the book of Joshua. All the different captivities that Israel was in, every time that the Most High put us in captivity. The book of Judges. Every time that Israel was in captivity, we would cry out to the Most High, we would pray, and the Most High would send a judge or a savior to deliver us. It's the same thing that we're reading right here in verse number 4. The prayers go before the Most High, meaning we're crying out to the Most High, just like in the book of Judges. When these other nations oppress us, we cry out, and the Most High hears that and sends a savior. That's what's happening here in Revelation 8 and 4. "And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints," we're crying out, just like in the book of Judges, "ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. The Most High hears our prayers. Verse number 5. And the angel took the censer, which was once filled with our prayers, and filled it with fire of the altar. What's that? That's judgment. The same way the Most High would send a judge to judge these other nations that was oppressing us. This is what this is talking about. The Most High is going to send judgment. We pray to the Most High. The Most High hears our prayers. And now judgment is coming. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and earthquakes. In other words, the Most High, right here, the censer with fire, prayers lead to Yahweh moving on our behalf, just like in the book of Judges. The prayers of the saints requested God, Yahweh's righteous and justice to prevail. Throwing the altar's coals down symbolizes Yahweh answering those prayers by sending judgment back down upon the earth. Same thing we read in the book of Judges. Same thing. The censers that once held the sweet incense of prayer now holds the purifying, purging fire of judgment. It signals the immediate start of the trumpet plays. In other words, what the prophet spoke about is going to happen. Proving that judgment of the wicked world is the direct ultimate response to the prayers of the faithful. So when the Most High brings judgment, the response of judgment is to our prayers, which is James 5:16. It says, confess your faults one to another and pray one for another that ye may be healed. The effectual and fervent, meaning continue and strong prayers, not just God deliver us, but God deliver us, like really praying fervently, strongly. The effectual and fervent prayers of a righteous man availeth much. And that's what we see here in Revelations. We have to pray to the Most High. What Sahab just said at the beginning of the class, I'm going to end it right here, about how many of us, when we get up in the morning, we pray. We all need to pray when we get up in the morning, but what are you praying for? You're supposed to pray for the Most High for repentance. You pray to the Most High for pardon. You pray to the Most High for wisdom, but you pray to the Most High to destroy your enemies, to take down the wicked. These are the things that you're supposed to be praying for. And these prayers will come before the throne of the Most High. And at some point, the Most High will deliver us. We're seeing what's happening right now in America. This year alone, I think they said, I don't remember what the number was, but it's like, I'm going to throw a number out there. It might be a little higher or lesser. Like in 2026, like 20 of our people have been hung in America. This is not Jim Crow America. This is not the old South, the Confederacy. We're talking about 2026. Like 20 of our people, maybe 25, have been hung this year alone in the South and throughout America. We got to cry out to the Most High. These people are not afraid to be racist no more and kill us. So judgment is coming. This is what Ezra was talking about. We're seeing exactly why the Most High has to bring judgment on his place. And we should welcome it. Yes, there's a part 2. So y'all stay tuned for that. With that being said, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. This is the longest probably class I've done in a very long time. It's almost 4 hours. I pray that you brothers and sisters were edified. If y'all were edified, y'all put 1 in the chat. Elazab, if you have any closing words or closing remarks, the floor is yours, bro.
Khan, I don't want, and that class was needed. It is needed. It's timely, and we should do more like that. I just have 2 scriptures before you end it. Like you said, what are we praying for? We're praying for the Most High to frustrate their plans and whatever they want, whatever they're conceiving and concocting. We're praying that the Most High destroy. Can you imagine if the goddamn Babylonians had AI priests, or the Persians, or the Egyptians, or the Assyrians? Can you imagine if they had all this technology, bro? Man, all praise to the Most High. That's why he kept everything to the end. You know what I'm saying? Because we'd have been done off as a nation. Let me get Isaiah chapter 26 real quick. Isaiah chapter 26, and I'm going to start at verse 4. For the interest of time, I could just read it, priest, if you don't have it on the screen.
Yeah, let's read it real quick.
Okay, so this is the book of Isaiah chapter 26, verses 4 through 7. It says, trust ye in the Lord forever, For in the Lord Yahweh is everlasting strength. For he bringeth down them that dwell on high, the lofty city. He layeth it low. He layeth it low, even to the ground. He bringeth it even to the dust. So all the plans and imaginations of the elite, Bill Gates, all these government officials, all the World Economic Forum, all these people, the Lord is going to bring them down to that's what we need to be praying for. Verse 6, the foot shall tread it down, even the feet of the poor and the steps of the needy. Verse 7, the way of the just is uprightness. Thou most upright dost weigh the path of the just. So if you need help, you need a way out of this thing. You need to be like the just and the upright, right? And my last scripture, Psalms 37. Again, let me just read it for the sake of time. The book of Psalms chapter 37, starting at verse 3. It says, trust in the Lord and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Psalms chapter 37, verse 3 again. Trust in the Lord and do good. Do good is what? Keeping these laws, statutes, commandments to the end. Right? In the book of Revelation, they tell you, he that endureth to the end, even to death. You got to have that spirit to say, hey, if this means this is my end, well, then so be it to the end. Right? Harken back to the book of Maccabees. Remember that sister that had her children, right? Was it 7 children she had, priests? And they all got slayed right in front of her. And she told them one after the other, don't give up the law, statutes, commandments. So we have to trust in the Lord even to the end and do good, which is keeping these law, statutes, commandments. It don't matter what it is. You got to have that spirit. Like, even if I was brought up and they was about to put me under the guillotine, whatever the case may be, I'm shouting Barakata Yahweh Ba Shema Mashak Yahushai right before they put me there. You got to have that spirit. Trust in the Lord and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Thou shalt be fed. You could take that as literal, like the Lord will give you food, and figuratively, the Lord will make a way for you. You got to trust in the Lord, right? And this is where our faith got to be up on 100. Because the things that's coming down, our tribulation, there's really no escaping it, like the priest showed you. There's no escaping it. Even if you try to run and say, yo, we gonna buy some land and we gonna be what's the word they use? Off grid, right? There's no escaping this, man. You're gonna face tribulation. So you might as well get your spirit in tune with the Most High, right? And be ready to go all the way out. The Most High bless you. Hey, so be it. If it's your time, so be it. At the end of the day, it's trust in the Lord. Con. With that, I end, priest. Beautiful class, King.
All praise to the Most High, and I appreciate those of y'all that were able to stay here. I know today's class was longer than usual, and part 2 won't be so long. I'm not saying I'm doing part 2 next week. I don't know about that.
Man, I like it, bro. I like it. Do an 8-hour class, God damn it.
I got a lot of other classes I want to do, so I may come back to this in a week or 2. I don't know. We'll see where the spirit leads me. You know what I'm saying? So y'all pray for the brother, man. I'm trying to just give y'all a lot of different topics, man, to keep y'all locked in. With that being said, it's your brother Priest Daniela. Listen, I have a lot of announcements to make, but I'll make them next week because class has been so long. So I'm going to end the class right now. But we love y'all. If y'all been here and y'all have not subscribed to the channel, y'all have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. Support us. I have announcements. I'll go over them next week. The Most High will. 10 o'clock every week, Eastern Standard Time, Lines of Israel. Also support our other classes. That's why I'm asking you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be in the other classes, because the other classes are just as good as mine. All right. It's your brother Priest Daniel, representing Lines of Israel, Maccabees TV. I love y'all. I'll see y'all again next week, if it be the Most High's will. With that, I say shalom.
Like, Jesus Christ didn't die for us to remain in sin. That's like, just because you got full coverage, do that mean you drive reckless? Do that mean you speed? Do that mean you break the rules just because you covet? Because not everything is covered. Willful sin is not covered. You know what I'm saying? If you drink and drive and that's not covered, your insurance company only is gonna cover mistakes, accidents, not willful sin. I done slept in mansions, slept in shelters. Success destroy more flesh than failure. Lie in front of them, get high in front of them, and expect these kids to respect their elders. Two sides to every story like an open book. She see mommy with a crop top and a skirt on. This how women is supposed to look. Now Brenda got a baby and she only just a baby, having baby after baby. This is crazy. It took two of us to make these kids. You in the club all the time. How you raise your kids? Tax time really only when he claim his kids. School clothes and supplies mean you raise your kids. Wow, this is madness. You wonder why they savage, cause they being raised by these phones and these tablets. And why they keep raising these taxes. LeBron scored 30 points, so what? But why you keep praising these athletes? Like he played for you. I wonder if he ever even prayed for you. You gotta pay to see him. Christ paid for you. Lil Wayne never hang with you. But Jesus Christ came and he hang for you. I mean, shame on you. Israel, I put the blame on you. Everything that you pray is gonna leave you in that grave nowadays. Wisdom don't come with your age. Seem like they get worse as they age. Just because you go to church, that don't mean that you saved. They just wanna have fun. Smoke, play spades till somebody die or catch AIDS. He won't take her serious till the day that she say she ain't get a period. Don't believe in God, you's an idiot. A fool, even if you finish school. You ain't free. It's your master's degree. Show me a college that teach to be modest. Show me a college that teach to be fathers. Show me a college that teach to be honest. This nation is godless, from adults to the toddlers. Church full of mobsters. For real. I'd rather slow motion than no motion. A crab better than a lion in the ocean. A fish faster than a horse in the sea. How much it costs to be free? How much it costs to be me? Jesus died on that cross for me. That's a fact. For real. Word. But tell me what it's worth to you. Nothing. Do a liar deserve the truth? Nope. And do a thief deserve some peace? And a man full of greed don't deserve to eat. For sure. Not at all. For sure. Rest is a luxury that a rich man can't afford. And false hope make the heart sick. Look at the truth with disgust like a hawk spit. Walk through water like a starfish. Won't appreciate light without darkness. Take the trash out when it's filled with garbage. This land is filled with darkness. For real, it's like you can feel the darkness. Man, these kids is heartless. No caring. They got ears but no hearing. Take a phone from a shit, kill her own parents. This is no joke. God set the flood on kids and old folks. He got many bodies. The wages of sin is death.